No, I said fine, so no para cuatro.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. That's what you have to do, I understand. Because used to, medical records, all of it should be there, but it's not there. I know. So you know, I know.
All right, good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 25th. We will be starting with the annual meeting. Good evening. As you know, there was not enough people to fill the vacancies. There were 9 nominees, there were 9 vacancies. So that means everybody automatically rolls into the new board. We do have 2 board members to announce. But this agenda, since it's the annual meeting, I'm going to turn it over to you, Diane.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry my voice is not that great tonight. I know, but I'll do my best. Okay. Did everyone sign this yet? If you haven't, just make sure before you leave the meeting tonight, you can sign it. Or we'll probably just pass it around for you. Okay. Okay. So right now, I just call the annual meeting to order. And she announced that there were only 9 board members, oh sorry, 9 candidates that submitted their names to be on the board. That is Kalani Brown, Maud Bruce, Maud is over here, Kareem Chin, he's new to the board, Blair, Shawn Martin, Elizabeth Palin, Patricia, Miriam, and Marissa. So those are the 9 candidates that submitted their names, so they're going to be serving on the board. I don't think Kalani's here as yet.
So let me ask a question, so you don't need me tonight. My role is done.
But of course, we want to thank the board want to thank this young lady that haven't known her except since December. So we thank all the hard work and dedication
The seat is vacant here.
to the association. So we hope to see you at the meeting.
Oh, yeah, you'll see me.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. Next, we have these are the notices for the first annual meeting, and we'll put that on the website as well. That we showed that on the 24th of January, we mailed all of the first notice of annual meeting to all the residents to their to their known address that we have on file. Second notice of Kalani. And Kalani Brown, this is the newest member to the board. Second notice of annual meeting that we mailed in 14 days in advance. Okay, so that's proof of. Do we have any minutes that we need to approve?
Yeah, we have the February 18th minutes that were sent around beginning of March.
Is that part of this meeting or the regular meeting?
You could put that for the regular meeting. This would be a meeting we did not have in a regular meeting. So we'll take those to the next meeting. Okay. Do we have any reports for officers or committees? And if you don't, we can move on to the appointment of the board of directors. So I'm sure that you guys have been to annual meeting before, where we have to nominate for president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and then the other board members will serve as directors. Everyone has 1 vote. Doesn't matter what position you hold, everyone has 1 vote. Okay? So first up, oh, you're taking some focus on taking minutes and talking about that. No, we're gonna have to do it. Okay. So first up on the table. Now, you guys can do it anyway. Some communities, they write it on a piece of paper. Everyone knows who you are. Or they just raise their hand and say first, second, okay, good. So that's the way you guys gonna go. All right, so right now on the table.
Why can't we do a blind ballot?
I prefer to do raise my hand.
I do too.
Okay.
Well,
That's good for the record.
Yeah.
can
Full transparency.
well, why not do a blind ballot? I think we've had some issues in the past.
Do you want to vote on that? Who wants to do a blind ballot?
But you guys
Okay.
So there's 3.
The 3 of you guys, who wants to raise your hand and get it done quick? Great.
Okay.
That's the majority of my mistakes.
Okay, so on the table we now have president. That's the title that's up. You can either nominate yourself as president, or you can have someone nominate you. So for president,
I'm going to nominate Patty. I mean, she's going to continue with this
construction, I think we need to have continuity, and so I'm going to nominate Patty to be our president.
Okay, so Blair,
The person has to.
only the people here, yeah, I didn't get that, everybody should. Only the people here is gonna vote, okay? So, Blair made a motion for Patty to be the president. Patty, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay? Is there any other nominations for president? Okay, and you second that motion?
nomination.
The nomination. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so 3 noes and you got that. Okay, so next we have vice president. Once again, nominate yourself or someone can nominate you.
I would like to nominate myself as vice president.
Okay?
I will nominate myself.
Okay.
Do I get an opportunity to speak on my behalf?
Yes. I mean, people really don't do that.
Can we
I mean,
finish the
Sure.
nomination?
I'd like to.
Why not?
Finish
Why
with the
not?
nomination.
Have this,
Now remember, they can speak so that you can know more about them. However, it's only the board members that will be voting, okay? Okay. Come on.
So, I would like to be vice president because I feel like I would fit the role really well. I have a vast experience in the past of military operations, been employed 3 times, been to Iraq twice, 10 months in Iraq, worked with billions of dollars of aircraft, and I think I should be indispensable during this project because I'm on site and I currently am starting my own business, so I have plenty of time here to walk job sites, to be there with Jordan and Levi. I already have a rapport with Jordan and Levi. And my fiance has experience with contracting work as well. He has a good rapport with them as well. I would like to say, as far as it being I or Elizabeth for vice president, only about my, is that a rule?
I said she was speaking.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's fine, but I would like to speak to some of the stuff that I saw that I think would not make you a good choice for vice president. It's not a personal thing.
I'm not asking your opinion, no one here is even.
Well, my opportunity.
We're just
I'm just making.
about
my case.
yourself.
You can speak about yourself.
Yes, but I also have a vote for you as well.
So you don't have to speak about my vote though. Speak about yourself.
I can speak
Okay.
whatever I want to speak about. So my issue
Moving
is
on.
that, well, you don't get to decide that, but,
the
my
audience,
issue.
I'm sorry.
My issue and why I would say, no, because the board has to make a choice.
You have to self-promote.
Yes, I guess so.
You
And
don't
everybody
have
here is
to be
volunteers, number one.
Let's not. do this.
Everyone here is a volunteer.
So,
Everyone.
I'm going to say why, in my experience,
You can say
as a
what's good for
homeowner,
you, but not for
you have to
anybody else.
Unless you'd
That's
like to
it.
pass a rule that's going to be in our bylaws to say what we can and cannot say in a vote. That is not a rule, and I'm allowed to speak my mind freely. So,
Your 3 minutes
my,
are up.
that's what I'm arguing with you. So,
You have no party right now.
first of all, this would be very easy. You have a vote between me and Liz. Personally, my vote would not be for Elizabeth because, in my experience, as secretary, I don't feel that she has adequately fit even that position, as she had a newsletter and it only came out once. Meeting minutes have usually been behind, and I don't know how you would be able to fill a VP position if you don't have the time to fill a secretary position. That's not a personal attack on you. I'm just talking about who can give the most time and effort to the position. Okay, I'm just talking about what I've seen, so that would be my.
Okay.
I second a motion.
Okay, so.
I'd like to make a
wait,
motion.
Thank you so much, Kalani, for your service.
I'd like to make a motion. I nominate Elizabeth as VP.
Okay, so we have.
Wait a second.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you accept? I accept.
Okay, oh, I need you to accept. Oh, yes, you nominate yourself. Okay, so we're gonna take a vote for, there's a motion, she nominated herself, and the votes for Kalani would be Elizabeth? Okay. Who seconded the motion?
I second it.
Maud? Patty made the motion, and all in favor?
For this.
Okay. Okay, so For treasurer. Treasurer is up.
I'd like to nominate Blair.
Elizabeth made a motion to nominate Blair to remain as treasurer. Do you,
You need a second.
wait, first, is trying to say she accepts. Blair, do you accept? Okay, do we have, guys, do we have a second for treasurer?
Second.
Mark, okay. There is no other nomination? All in favor for Blair to be, okay?
I'd like to make a nomination for secretary.
Okay, Patty wants to make a nomination for secretary, and that would be
Kareem.
Kareem as secretary, okay?
I nominate,
What, do you accept, Kareem? Okay, and you
Point is, because we're just gonna get one.
accept, yes or no?
Yes, I accept.
Okay, so we have two nominations for secretary, Kareem and Kalani. All in favor for Kalani?
Oh, Kalani. I think it's
Kalani. All in favor for Kalani for secretary? You got the votes for me? Okay. All in favor for Kareem for secretary? Okay. So, for 2025, the board of directors are President Patty, Vice President is Elizabeth, Treasurer Blair, Secretary newcomer Kareem, Directors would be Kalani, Maritza, Maud, Miriam.
my name?
No, I was waiting for y'all to finish talking. Miriam and Shawn. And that concludes your 2025.
One comment.
Me?
Uh,
Oh, I'm the property.
I understand, but I have one comment. There are 4 DBPR complaints with the General Counsel right now. If we need a contingency plan, in the event someone gets charges pressed against them, then they're immediately off the board, so we need a contingency plan for that. So, given the number of complaints that are hitting the DBPR and that are in the Office of General Counsel, waiting on legal review,
Oh, I haven't seen it here.
no, you wouldn't, it's
Oh.
all state.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll be doing.
Except for the one she read in the meeting, but that was also sent to the state too with a
Oh,
copy.
there's much more that I think people.
But it doesn't
haven't
matter. Anyway, that, we just need a contingency plan for that in case that happens.
seen. Okay, thank you. All right, what else is on the agenda for the annual meeting?
We have, okay. Do you have any unfinished business or new business? Otherwise, it'll roll on to the,
Regular board.
to the regular board meeting.
Anything else on the agenda? I don't have the annual meeting agenda. All right, I make a motion
So we're gonna close the,
to close the annual meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All right, so we posted the meeting for 7:30. Should we wait?
7:15.
we can still go on.
We can go on? All right, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is your regular monthly board of directors meeting. Today's Tuesday, March 25th. We do have established a quorum. Next item on the agenda is, you know what? Time out. We need to advise the new board members of a few things. Can I close the meeting and reopen the annual or? Okay. All right, so for the new board members, there's a couple of things we need to make sure you understand. Number one, you familiarize yourself with Statute 718. There is the 2024 version with the special session C on there. I have a copy here. You should always have it with you, something you can refer to. The other thing that you should be familiar with yourselves with, which is our condo docs. We have 4 condominiums within one association. So each phase has an individual set of condo docs. This can be found on the website, okay? Now, the other thing is for existing board members, you know, you have a deadline of June 30th to do your board of directors certification. Anybody that's new to the board, you have 90 days to complete that. Our legal firm offers an online class for free. It's actually a very informative class. It is a 4-hour course approved by the state of Florida. Once you sign up, the next time, I'll add you to the distribution list for that meeting notice, so you have, we'll notify Rhonda Hollander of both of you being on the board, so when she sends out that complimentary 4-hour session, you can just join online. And what it is a pre-recorded session that is encompassing. It's really actually a little bit overwhelming because it's so detailed, and it's a very, very good session. So again, a reminder, the current board statute requires the certifications to be uploaded on the website. I know I did mine, Maude did yours.
I did mine.
Okay, so once the rest of the board members that have been on here for the second term, remember June 30th is your cutoff date, please email it to Eric Richards so he can upload it to the website. Kalyani and Kareem, within 90 days of today, you should have, and they do it like every other month, so once I get notification and so forth, in case you miss it, I'll remind everybody.
Yes,
Excuse me, Patty, say email it to who?
Eric.
That's after you get your certification.
I'll write to Eric, he's not on the
Eric,
board.
he still runs the website. He still
Is that your job now?
So I'm on a website? No, I'm not a I'm not a web builder or designer.
Vice
I'm a
Vice President was doing that before.
That doesn't mean that I
Can we keep it
do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so he uploads for us, he has the IT background, and so anything that needs to be posted, like agendas, anything needs to be posted on the website is posted by Mr. Richards, right?
Excuse me, Pat. Why is Eric supposed to?
That's what I said, why is he posting
Because
it?
he
As
volunteers.
Vice
Okay,
President.
I volunteer.
Then you
Get
can
you on
do
the
it.
website.
Are you going to be the webmaster?
I'll be a webmaster. I have experience. I'll be with Eric.
Get with Eric. So what we'll do is, once you get your certifications, the form statute requires it to be uploaded on the website. So again, 90 days. Kareem, Kalyani, June 30th, Shawn, Miriam, Elizabeth, Melissa. Okay.
I've already done mine.
All right, so you need to send it over.
I had some info like that.
Okay.
$4?
Yep.
Oh.
All right,
We'll need those birth certificates.
I'm aware.
okay, so let's go right into the agenda items, board updates, financial review.
Okay. So, the most recent financials that we have from Judah SQ is the end of February. We have $236,998 in the operating account, $138,393 in the reserve account. I'll give this to you. $13,516 in the security account, $86,889 in the special assessment account. Total is $475,796 cash and accounts. As far as the budget lines through February, we have a few that are under and a few that are over. I need a piece of paper, sorry. I need to line it up. Okay. Over is the pool and spa repair by 1,067. We have quite a few that are under. Water and sewers under by almost 1,900. Electricity is under by a little over 1,000. The termite contract is under by almost 17,000. And insurance is under by almost 9,600. What else is over is general repairs and maintenance by 19,000. We'll be looking at that to see if that has been coded properly. The tree trimming is under by a little, about 2,100. The landscape replacement is under by about 13. The gutters are,
1,300 or 1,000?
I'm sorry,
Under 13, you said.
1,300. The gutters are under by 8,500. Legal is under by 1,000. Postage, printing, administration is over by 753. In general, we are doing well on our budget, maintaining a handle on our spending. As far as the past due accounts, maintenance that is past due in phase 1 is $1,300.39. I don't know how somebody ended up with 39 cents, but whatever. In phase 2, by the way, none of those are illegal. In phase 2, past due is $9,201. 2 of those are illegal. Phase 3, $20,500. 1, 2, 3 of those are illegal. And in phase 4, $17,836. 3 of those are illegal. Total past due on the maintenance alone is $48,837.
I'm sorry, 48,008 what?
837.39. Okay. I forget, I should forget the 39 cents. For the special assessment restoration that we had done at that $50-ish a month, okay, we have 2 people in legal, 1 in phase 3, 1 in phase 4, that are both past due for $1,007. For the insurance increase that we had done 2 years ago, we have 1 unit in phase 1 that is past due for $304, that's in legal. 1 unit in phase 2, $50. 1 unit, 4 units in phase 3 for a total of $1,371. 1 is in legal. And in phase 4, 2 units, both in legal for $1,144. Total past due on insurance from 2023 is $2,869. Now, as far as the current restoration that we're now paying on the loan, in phase 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 past due for $2,737. 1 is in legal. In phase 2, we have 8 past due for $4,775. 2 are in legal. In phase 3, 7 past due for $3,400, 3 are in legal. And in phase 4, we have 1, 2, 3. 16 past due for $5,179. 1, 2, 3. 4 of those are in legal. Total past due on repaying our loan is $16,091. So we've got $16,000 past due on the loan. We've got $2,900 past due on our insurance from 2 years ago. We have $1,000 past due on the original restoration to build a pot. And we have 48, almost 49,000 past due on our regular maintenance fees. So we're in the hole, folks.
All right, thank you, Blair. All right, where are we going? The next agenda item is the final version that the board went through. You're going to clean it up,
Yes.
get it ready for legal review. Where are we?
I have put it on hold since Shawn is doing the bylaws.
No, we're not putting it on hold. He's going to research about it. There are costs involved, and
Yes,
legal
a
fees
lot of
and filing fees.
Right.
So we have to get the proper estimate from our attorney. We spent a lot of time on rules and regulations, so where are we?
And it just included those on this community, those extra attorney fees, when you knew the bylaws were outdated, and they've been outdated for 20 years that you served on the board.
The bylaws were done in 1979.
Exactly, but why are we
I don't know
using
why
all these
you
outdated
ask
rules?
also
This is a
board
modern
members from the
society.
past.
This is modern
We
society.
have bigger fish to fry.
We have bigger fish to
Okay.
fry. It is very
In your opinion.
expensive, and for the association, I will ask
But those rules and
legal
regs are so
to give us
important.
an estimate
all
of
year.
what legal fees are to update. If we're gonna update our bylaws, we need a budget for it. It's not in this year's budget.
What was the budget
That
for
we're
the rules and
already
regs?
There is no budget for
Exactly.
legal. But it's much, no, it's just a draft review, an hour over
And
time.
these had to be done right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah,
questions from the community.
Control is all it is. Go
Keep
ahead.
up, keep up.
No, you keep on.
All right,
So
I'm
I'll
way
make
ahead.
sure that we have those
Can you
clean,
please
ready to
send,
go.
no, you need to send a clean copy to the
I will,
board.
I will do
And then
that.
we'll review it one
Yes.
last time,
Right.
because we have 2 board
No, they're
members.
out.
Two board members, then it
Yes.
goes to the.
Absolutely. I will make sure that gets done as I close.
Thank you. All right, so I have for the board Gladstone, Strong and Company, who are our independent auditors, have compiled a draft of our financials for 2024. Now, in the letter, one of the things, and I want to bring this to especially the new board members, when you get a draft of financials from our auditors, it's intended for board use until the draft is approved. Now, as we don't post this, it's in draft mode. And in the letter, it says, this information is intended solely for the use of the board of directors of the association and is not intended to be and should not be used by anyone other than these specified parties. Because what happens now is you each get a copy of the draft, right? Now, you all need to review it. If you have any questions. Huh? You need a draft there?
Look, I can get a copy.
You have extra?
If you have for everybody else share.
Wait, I think I made 9. Hold on.
What, you guys don't
I
have?
have.
And all of these contracts are posted on the website?
All right,
Is that
let's
something law
continue.
requires?
Let's continue. So what you see is a cover letter from Gladstone Strong. You'll see the draft of the financials of the independent auditor. What you need to do as a board member is review everything. If you have any questions, circle back with the auditor or circle back with Carol Escu's office. And then once we're okay with the draft, then Shawn will send us the version to distribute to ownership, okay? So that's
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, they are already soliciting for 2025. So this is done this time of year. Here's the engagement letter that we usually send to the board for fiscal year ending 2025. So they want to confirm their services, so we can take a look at that. Blair, remind me, when do they need a response from the board?
It needs to be done quickly, otherwise we could incur more costs.
This is for year 2025, we're only in March.
Right. But we usually commit to them early in the year. And
Okay. So look it over for discussion on the next board meeting, so we can let them know.
And you want a response by the next board meeting then?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's so early enough in the year, so you need time to read this.
Okay.
Now, with the financial draft, we do have 30 days to notify them. And I received an email, that's from the office, hold on a second, where she's asking us to review the financials, because by statute they have to be filed by a certain date. So don't mark my words on what date that is, I'll need to follow the auditor's term. If we have to meet earlier, she says, no, the 30-day ends before your next board meeting, then we're going to have to do a quick BOD meeting and vote on the draft. Okay? So we can file it. All right. I also two months ago, I provided everybody a proposed maintenance schedule for the community so that we're on target with everything that we need to maintain. I have not heard any feedback from anybody. You remember this spreadsheet? Okay.
I gave feedback.
Yeah.
No, it was a discussion, but there was nothing voted on. So, no, I don't, we don't have to vote tonight, but we need to implement a maintenance schedule. That's part of the problem here, because there's no scheduled maintenance.
While
of
construction's
certain
going
things.
right now, we're gonna do this.
So, no, we're not gonna go through this right now. What I'm saying is, with the two board members, I'm gonna email this to you. What this is, for example, I listed everything possible that requires some type of maintenance. So, for example, I categorized it by building, roof, landscaping, parking, interior maintenance of the clubhouse, bathrooms, pool maintenance, common area grounds. So things from pressure washing to touch-up paint to checking foundation sediments, inspecting the hardy board siding, to pest control, termite inspections, roof inspections, gutter cleaning, lawn, trimming shrubs, weed control, planting, all this stuff that you can think of, and listed it by category. In fact, actually, I've got this here. So I need you to review it and be prepared next board meeting to come to an agreement on the frequency of the task, because we need to give our new management company direction, right? They've only been with us, what, 4 months? And so the maintenance guy needs direction, so whether it's something as simple as pressure cleaning, well, when is the community maintenance scheduled for pressure cleaning the sidewalks? Well, it should be twice a year, right after rainy season, and then just because those sidewalks can get slick and things like that. This is an example. Anybody else need copies? So I'll put this on next board meeting agenda for finally discussion.
You want a decision about the frequency? Is that what you?
Yeah, or if I forgot anything. I mean, I was just brainstorming. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything, or if we have to change the order or put the category in it, whatever you guys want, but we just need to have an official document. So your management services knows exactly what the board wants regarding maintenance. All right. All right, I got an email from Carol Eskew reminding us that our Popular Bank line of credit period ends on 8/30. You may recall that when we got the line of credit, the bank only approves the line of credit a certain time, you read the loan documents, and then it converts into a loan. So the board needs to meet with Carol to say, okay, Carol, what are the association options? Do we remove the money out of the line of credit and put it in a bank account? What do we do? Because we still need access to that money. She was asking, how close are you from finishing the project? I said, well, they're finishing the roofs, but they still have to go back down and do structure. So we're nowhere near the completion of the project. And I think, I can't remember when the line of credit was signed, but I think it's almost a year and a half.
Are we getting quarterly updates on that?
On
Or
what?
yearly updates on the line of credit, how much has been spent and how much is still?
It's in the
left?
financials.
Okay, so
It's
it's
in the
payable.
financials.
Accounts
Yeah, and
payable.
anybody that wants to request it, you can do it through the records request. So I think the issue is she needs a decision, so she needs a discussion with the board prior to 8/30, because she needs to let the bank know, all right, what are our options? And what options are the bank giving us as far as pulling the money, the rest of the money is not touched, versus, can we reapply for an extension of a line of credit? Because the thing about extending a line of credit is you only pay interest on the money that you actually draw. So once it converts to a loan, then we start paying on interest on the full amount, right? So I'll get with Carol. Now, the board traditionally met on the third Tuesday of every month. Is this a problem for you, Kareem?
At what time?
Third Tuesday. We always meet at 7. Is it 7, 7:30?
So,
7.
That's not.
Regular board meetings like the third Tuesday at 7. You what? Yeah. Okay, you're okay. So we'll maintain the third Tuesday of the month so that the unit owners are used to the third Tuesday of the month as a regular board meeting.
So next third Tuesday would be April 15th, tax day.
Unless you're in line dropping off your tax return at the last minute or overseas. All right, so I'm gonna see if Carol can come to the April, that may be a bad thing.
I know, right? That's an accounting firm, yeah.
Yeah, that is an accounting firm, so if not, we can do a special, maybe the day that we do the guys strong, before the 30 days, maybe we include a call that she can come in person, great. If she can't, then we'll do it via
So
phone.
what date are we talking about?
we do it on the 22nd?
That's the following Tuesday.
April 22nd?
Yeah.
April 22nd is a Tuesday?
Yes, it is.
Earth Day.
It's the fourth.
We want to do the guys strong. By that time, you've had plenty of time.
To
What day
review
is
it.
today, the 25th?
Yeah.
The 30 days would be, because the accounting firm,
But you check with her first, though, to see if she can come in.
I'll check with her, but I think she'll probably say you're crazy, but tax day.
well, tax for corporations is different than individuals, so I think it's a different day, so.
She did.
Okay, we'll try our first choice is April 15th,
Yeah.
and then we'll include the Gladstone audit votes, so they can file it and we can post it, and then, if not, the second choice is April 22nd, correct?
Right.
I think we need to have a
When
plan
will
B,
we come
because that's an accounting firm. And April 15th, they're always backed up.
Yeah, but that's.
So we need to have,
Commercial.
yeah, so we need to have a plan B. We need to have another day. Because I anticipate she'll say she can't do it. And accountants, I know, they're busy. We'll contact them.
Yeah, but then, again,
Yeah.
the corporations
Yeah,
have
no,
not
Yeah.
filed
yeah.
dates.
They have priority, the corporations with,
Well, corporations are ready to file to make March.
Yeah.
I'm talking about us. We need to have a plan B.
Yeah, okay. So how about this? Let me just get some dates from our chair of the board. Yeah. windows, and the letter. Oh, yeah, we'll go back to the minutes. Did I give somebody a packet of, right? All right, so. Okay, so your management services received a letter received on March 4th from the unit owner wanting to follow up on a request regarding specifics in the construction contract signed by the board with Austro. They'd like to have clarification on the section of the contract and the scope of work regarding who is responsible for reinstalling any windows and doors that are removed by the general contractor. And she goes on to say, owners have been informed that we have to hire a licensed company to reinstall the windows that were removed by the contractor, but I don't see that spelled out in the contract. Please provide me with a paragraph that requires us to do so. This is the only language I see regarding replacement of windows, and it doesn't address this. Section 2.4.4 of the contract says remove and replace windows in wood frame walls were indicated by engineer. The section of the contract 2.4.5, replace or repair a window and door opening frame were indicated by the engineer. So, statute requires associations to respond by 60 days. So, does anybody have any problem in us reaching out to Rhonda to get a legal interpretation for this unit owner?
I have a question, because that was from me. And it's my understanding that on the day that I sent that, which was the 25th of February, that you guys have like 30 days to respond to it.
Correct. The board has 30 days to acknowledge the receipt, and the attorney has an additional 30 days to respond.
Okay?
Yeah. So you're Jan?
I am.
Okay. All right, so does anybody have any? Yes.
So, with that one, I and Blair had an interaction email about something very similar, from the last meeting, where it was about the windows, and it was actually a construction meeting with Levi, here. And Levi said some things, and what a lot of the homeowners wanted was
Which meeting?
the last construction meeting.
You were at the last construction? I was at
Yeah.
the last construction meeting. What happened at the last construction?
So he had said that he had no problem reinstalling sliders. It was just the windows that he had issues reinstalling. And it goes hand in hand with this, because if we want to do a legal review, then I would think all of that needs to be included, and it needs to be that document that we requested at the last construction meeting, which was a comprehensive answer as to the windows. And I think, Blair, I think you're still confused about what that comprehensive answer was. You had exhibits on there that had nothing to do with the windows.
Well, I apologize for not getting back to you on that.
Yeah, it was-
The fence people cut my internet line twice.
It doesn't
And it was on, it was out for a week, and I didn't remember anything that I was
That's
supposed to
fine.
do.
It's just that the initial, we just need to address this, and then we need to go through a legal review to do it. I want to make sure that we're answering everything in there we're going to have to spend money on.
Well, then send a request, just like Jan did, so that we can include it. We're just addressing the notification, the certified letter that we got.
I understand that, but this goes hand in hand with that. Like, this is all part,
Well,
it's the same
we're-
question.
Well,
That's what I'm
sir, are
saying.
you asking if your question does not cover this? I'm confused.
No, it does not, that's what I'm saying, I just want to make sure.
Right,
that
so the
we're-
attorney hopefully will
That
address.
we're also addressing, we're getting Levi and his attorney in there as well, so that it's concise. It's not just what Omega saying, but Omega is considering what the contractor is saying as well.
Well,
in that
that's-
language, so that we're all on the same.
The PE, which is the professional engineer, is the one that determines recommendations on a window. For roof. He is what was the conversation? He's going to inspect when Ostro removes, he will inspect and give his professional opinion, and then notify you of what his recommendation is, so letters can be sent to unit owners. Whether you put them back or not, there's issues, a lot of issues that people are not thinking about. If you put back windows and an engineer is not recommending that you reinstall, then you have issues of leaks, future leaks, that you want to have the association pay for your leak when it's coming through the window. So
That's for insurance.
these are all, yeah, this, and that comes from the insurance. So what I'm saying is, we're gonna wait. When is Farouk saying he's gonna do that?
We've been saying this for like 3 months.
Give me a minute, when is?
He's gonna be over here next week, because I spoke with him today, so.
So he will be observing and taking notes and the windows that are
Engineers
currently
are
off.
gonna tell them to put in,
I'd like to sit
put in
there.
new windows.
However, but this
Because
is,
all of our windows are old. So their recommendation is going to be, okay, you need to switch out your windows. That's what they're gonna tell us, want us to do.
One thing is recommending,
Recommending.
one thing is what the unit owner wants to do.
Right.
But it has to be noted that you were recommended that your window may be beyond useful life or repair. That needs to come from the engineer.
Yeah, which it will, just looking at the windows, I mean,
and
that's
a
gonna
vendor most likely will need to have some type of guarantee that is signed by the homeowner that says, I understand the risk I'm taking when installing.
Like,
this."
right,
Oh, that has to
exactly.
come from the attorney.
That,
Exactly.
right, that waiver was given to another unit owner, we're all aware of it, most of the owners here are aware of that.
The whole
So-
harmless.
Yeah, the whole harmless waiver.
But he's already said he's not gonna sign those terms. But that's what I'm saying though. Yes, there's the Farouk part of that answer, but there is also an Astro part of that answer on what Astro building won't do that we need to have.
But I think
answers.
Doran responded to that.
We don't have it in writing. Not in the form of document.
I have it in emails, but can I throw some info out here? The information that I got from the engineer, quote, was Doran decided not to put the windows
No,
back
you're
in.
confusing
No.
Larry with Farouk. Larry's not the engineer,
Oh,
he's the project.
Larry's the only one that's ever gotten back with me.
Larry's
So-
not the engineer.
Okay, point being, he's decided not to put the windows back in, which led me to believe, well, you don't really get to decide if you have a contract. So I thoroughly reviewed the contract. I had 2 pages worth of excerpts from the contract that dispute that.
So that's why we're getting a legal review.
Okay,
That's why you were asked to do an inquiry.
Okay, and I did. Would you like this to give to the
What is
attorney?
that?
These are excerpts from the contract. Not one of them says that the homeowner has to put it back in the window. I know, but they reviewed it and didn't catch the errors. There's contradictory language in the contract, which is, I think, what the problem is, because.
So we're moving forward to get this to legal so that we can review all the details.
That is
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, why do we have to pay the lawyer again, the attorney, if it is was already reviewed the contract?
That's correct.
So she didn't do her job from the beginning?
I'd like to-
have to pay her again?
Perfect.
I would like to finish. If the lawyer reviewed it correctly the first time, we wouldn't be having these
Exactly.
contradictory issues. So we really shouldn't have to pay a lawyer again
Exactly.
if they did the review correctly. And I can point out, like I said,
I don't
I
think
took
the
excerpts
attorney
from.
can predict the condition of our window.
No, that has nothing to do with
That's what you're
religion.
saying.
This is a direct.
I'm so sorry, guys.
One at a time.
Can we just have one person
Right.
speaking for a minute?
That's what
Okay,
I
so
would
while
appreciate.
she's speaking, let her,
I would appreciate, this comes directly out of the contract. I didn't make anything up, I didn't change it. These are excerpts that I've copied and pasted, which are contradictory, whereas the PE says and the contractor says, and they're different. So the attorney did not catch that, unfortunately.
We didn't answer.
But in your letter, section 2.4.4
That's only,
speaks to the engineer.
Let me give you this, please, okay? It'll make a lot more sense to you, and anybody else who's interested, I made copies.
Yes, I would like to have one of these.
Absolutely.
Got my one too.
Can I say something really quick? If the lawyer's gonna be taking
taking a look
And
at.
you generated this, right?
I did.
Verbiage
But I
in
did
the
not do the
contract.
spelling.
Jan.
The spelling is of a fourth grader, and that came out of
Jen,
the
I'm so
contract.
sorry, can we, I can, sorry, Marjorie, go ahead.
If the lawyer's already gonna be taking a look at verbiage of the contract, I think it would be in our best interest financially for her to look at one whole issue as a whole. So if she has contradictions, you might as well give it to her so she can
We'll send her.
get it taken care of at
There
one
was
shot.
one of her partners that negotiated the contract.
Mhm.
So she'll work with her partner, Matt Booth, who wrote the contract, worked with the engineer.
Yeah, because this is
We'll
a
have-
topic that's still
But
still an issue.
let's bring into that again, is that a lot of the time, there is an understanding between us and Maru, and the engineer. But then Astro throws a wrench into the
Okay, so
discussion. So that's why we need to
That's
have
walking,
some.
the project manager needs to step in. Because the project manager is working for the association. I get it.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, so noted, so Jan, acknowledge receipt of your, so you're sending it to legal review, correct?
Yeah.
There's a motion, send it to legal review. Okay, we have a second, Kareem seconds the motion, all in favor? Yes, I'm sorry, who made the motion?
No, we're not paying for that.
Who was first and who was
No,
second?
no. Then I already retract my vote.
Because I understand what you're
Yeah,
just saying.
One second.
I retract my vote.
It just, you comes down to not everybody has money. Yeah, and I'm saying like what they're telling, people,
Unless,
okay, your engineer doesn't recommend, I don't know what's recommend, tell them that they shouldn't. Put
The engineer will make some recommendation based on the condition of the window, that's all he can do.
Right.
The association needs that on record, so in the future, if there is issues with water intrusion in those windows, the association has the letter from the engineer recommending to the unit owner. The unit owner will decide what they want to do. The association needs that recommendation from the engineer. Exactly. All right. So, all right, so before we go into management updates, is there anything that we just went over that anyone in the audience would like to comment on before we go to management updates?
Couple of things, I'm sort of kind of new here. When will I get a response from whom on this?
Rhonda Hollander, and it's, the association has a total of 60 days from the time the board acknowledges to the attorney getting.
I thought you said it was 60 days from a certified letter.
You said, well, the certified letter was stamped by,
March 25th by the post office.
no, was received by your management services on March 4th.
Well, it was, according to law, the date that it is mailed, because I never got a response from you, all due respect. I asked you at least 3 times if you got my certified letter, because I never got the green card back.
Did you ever get the green card?
Never. That's why I sent you the letter with the post office stamp on it, because then that becomes the legal date.
So also, if you signed for it, she would have received it back. But
Never got it, never got an answer
So
from
then,
you.
yeah, no, you send an email to Patty, so then that would be the official date, because if you
No.
had received it and it would have been signed for and sent back, like all the certified letters I sent out to phase 4, I got green cards back.
I got no green card. I have proof that I took it to the post office, I got it certified and sent it to you. And I emailed you at least 3 times asking you if you got it, and I never got a response, never once. So we go by the legal date, which is the posted date from the
I'll
post
circle back with
office.
Rhonda and let her know
Okay,
to look at the, you have a stamp from the post office on there?
I sent it to you.
Would it be 30 days from today then, that the attorney would have it since he's acknowledged it?
The statute is 60 days for the association to respond.
Okay, I'm going to reread the law that was the law that I said 30 days from the date that you're notified, which was technically March 25th. And I think there's a lot of people showing interest in this.
I think the statute says the association has 30 days to acknowledge, and the attorney has an additional 30 days to respond.
So
So
my-
the total is
So here's my question, as an owner, you obviously are here for us. You want to do what's right for all the owners in our best interest as a fiduciary responsibility. Do we need that additional 30 days? It's from February 25th, now it's March 25th, then it's gonna go, and the construction is going on, and I got my email saying, your windows are no good, the engineer said so you need new windows.
Understood, Jan, but we're not the attorney's only client.
I'm sure.
So they're the ones, based on a caseload or their work, they know they have 60 days, the association has 60 days. You may get it sooner, or you may get it later. I don't know, I don't manage her schedule.
No, I get it. I would just think, because I've been asking for this for 6 weeks at least, please somebody clarify, and Larry gave me nothing, and Doran gave me nothing, and the board gave me nothing.
No, that's not true, they responded in one of the
They
emails,
responded
that
that
I don't want to hear anymore from.
They responded with, you can replace your windows, and here's the prices. So, but that's not what I was looking, I was looking for specifically.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward with setting up
Okay.
legal, and then we'll
I'm
follow up with
not
that.
finished. I'm not finished. What I had
That's
asked.
a timer, because there's a.
Well, I'm sorry, this is a big issue that I've been trying to get across for 2 months. The point is, I asked all of them, including you, because I know you reviewed the contract as well. Where does it say that in the contract? Not Doran, not the PE, nobody could give me that answer. And that's the only answer I wanted. So that's why I'm saying I didn't get a response, because it's Doran decided was the response I got. And that's not a legal answer.
No, and you requested one, and I advised you to
Yeah.
go ahead and send a certified letter.
And I
She
did. I was
Now
just trying the other way
process.
first. I thought it'd be easier just to ask the contractor, this is your contract.
There's always gonna be contract disputes.
And I have a comment to your points, and in general to the audience here, as you all are aware, I made this board based on the online feedback this particular law firm has, which is not great. And we can get a law firm, it's in the owner's interest, if you guys are unhappy, I suggest you submit a petition to the board. Look,
So we should
we
have.
gotta get your agendas for, we have you guys.
I am? No,
Yes.
you know, what people got in the mail.
Oh, I thought that was very good.
The 3 minutes, you have to keep track.
Okay.
Jan,
I thought that was right.
No,
So
Sean.
Patty, you should have your answer for my April 25th from the attorney, right?
Well-
60 days from February 25th.
Well, I need to verify with her what she's counting as 30 days from.
It's not what I'm counting.
No,
it's
no,
what's
the
in the
attorney, what the attorney thinks the 60 days is.
Okay, let's move on.
Because she received a letter, they stamped by the.
February 25th.
But she's gonna look at this, and then she needs to look at the other one. I'm not here arguing.
No, and
I gave you the answer.
Guys, we need to move on. This is enough
I'm a
already.
little frustrated because.
I'm sorry, and I am too. We need to move on. Enough already.
Exactly, okay, so more to follow. All right, management updates.
Wait, can we go back to the minutes for the February 18th, to clear that through?
We didn't get to that. I haven't had any reading February 18th. Okay, so I'll read, I mean, the majority has by far.
You guys can do two things. You can either approve what has already been given, or move to the next meeting.
Okay, yeah.
We'll move it to next.
Okay. All right. So, all right, management updates. Diana, please take us through your list.
All right, number 1, update on proposals. We have the chemical pool feeder. Everyone received it, it's on page 2. So, the entire scope of work is there. If you guys can go ahead and sign it, we can get the pool feeders in.
For the only signatory volunteers can sign, those are the officers that were elected to the board, all the officers.
I'm sorry, Sean, I didn't hear what you said.
I said the only signatory persons that can sign are the voluntary officers of the board.
Okay, so I have a total of 3. I have Shamrock, Isabella, and the existing company. So
And
these
you
are
guys asked for 2 other proposals with the A. You guys have liked the place one, otherwise we should just approve who we currently have and move on.
Shawn Martin was the one that we had concerns about, I remember, last meeting.
Well, I know we have voted the R&D non-pool service, we just needed a more detailed information.
which is the one you submitted with the agenda, the RFP.
Yeah, that's the one.
We had voted on
R&D non-pool service, that one.
Yeah.
2 chemical feeders to the pool. Again, why is that pool takes 2 chemical feeders? Based on the amount of gallons? Okay.
What was the total?
1,700. All right, so this is the updated proposal we were waiting for. I'm gonna make a motion to accept RV non-pool service for simply just for the installation of 2 chemical feeders as required by the Department of Health. Those include the amount of the 1,700, includes all the supplied tubing and injectors, and into pool feeder, chemical feeders, 100 feeder hoses. If there are any hoses that they find broken, that feed the chemical will be replaced, new lines to be installed on the pump for chemical containers, and inline chemical injectors for the feeder lines.
I will second that.
All in favor?
There's no warranty provided in this though? For their work? It's not on.
I think it was a 1 year from the last time. We don't see.
Where's the other one they submitted?
Right, there was nothing.
Okay, so we'll vote contingent, and we have to get us the warrant, updated with the warranty information.
And then when I sent it to you, I think it was on the other one.
Are you talking about this one?
Huh?
Talking about this one?
I mean, we also,
Are you talking about this one?
no, it was the one that we had sent.
This is attached to your agenda.
Yes, I mean, no, send the original.
All right, so there's a motion,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
there's a motion on the table for RV not pool service for the replacement of the 2 chemical feeders. Contingent upon them updating this in the warranty information.
I second that motion.
When can we expect that warranty information?
Next week.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow? Okay.
I second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Rhonda?
No, I said yes.
Sorry, do we have any
Right.
abstaining or voting no?
No. Everybody voted.
Unity.
When is appropriate?
Or is it? Okay. Okay, Carol.
Go ahead.
All right. Update on phase 4. End unit sloping by proscape/sprinkler adjustments. So I got this afternoon an email from FNS for FS sprinklers. So I'm gonna just read it to everyone. We hooked up the wire tracer. Now this is in phase 4, okay? Because the one that they had, that they were sick, that was done. We hooked up the wire tracer at the clock and traced the wire, located the valve under the dirt and grass. We dug it up to reach the wires, tested, and found a short in the wire. We used a multi-strand wire from the clock to tone a good wire for the zone. Went back to the clock and sent 24-volt angle current. We hook the wires together and the valve turns on, but only the front of 2 units is coming on. I got this this afternoon. Begun to follow the last working head to find the main zone line. Caution take off 2 areas where we dug. We return the following day to dig up the pipe at unit 1721, going toward the north corner, then dug the north corner of unit 1725 and exposed the other side of the pipe. We ran a temporary pipe from unit 1721 to unit 1725 across the new pavers. Turned on the clock, and the other side of the rest of the units came on. The gentleman that was there, their maintenance, and Elijah, took pictures. We went back to the valve and got 24 volts, but the valve is sticking on. We capped off both sides of the pipe, backfilled and cleaned all areas. We took time off the zone and have reached the pre-approved not to exceed amount and need a further approval to replace the valve, repair the break under the pavers of unit 1725. I don't remember seeing an approval, a request for the pavers. And repair a zone line break by the right side of the walkway under the gate of 1733, causing low pressure to the entire zone. We're asking for an amount not to exceed $1,500. If the paver, to do the work.
If we need a proposal,
If the pavers have to be removed, you know, for the unit owner,
1725?
1725 put newly installed pavers down. I didn't get a request to send in for the installation.
Okay, that's me and Nancy Marshall.
She had recently installed.
Yeah, she got new pavers installed.
Yeah.
They were installed about maybe
So they need
2
to run
months
that
ago.
line under her papers?
No, well, they suspect that when she put in the pavers, she broke a line.
Not on purpose.
That's the
Oh,
That's what the
That's the
whole,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching them when they
section.
put it in. Very expensive job.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'll address the unit owner?
I just want to let you guys know, because we have to have the water. I mean, I looked at that yesterday, and that grass is like,
Yeah.
so,
You mean sloping grass?
so you need to
Of that
go,
building on both sides or one side?
Remember when they put it in?
no, it's on that one side. On the north corner. So we have to approve it because we have to get the work done because it's looking really bad, to be honest. And then I will contact the residents to let them know that I'm gonna be back charging them.
What's the total?
It's $1,600.
Wait a minute, say that again?
Huh?
Say that again about back charging? I didn't.
Yeah.
You would have to approve
Yeah.
for the work to be performed.
Right.
But it wasn't the association's responsibility,
Okay.
you know, that they pipe broke. And I'm sure
She doesn't know it broken.
because
I was
it's
watching them when they
people
put
who
it in.
work. But
Yeah.
they would pay back the difference.
Don't you need to notice her first?
Okay.
And ask her to get it repaired, and then if she doesn't, then you do.
Right, the same people.
Well, number one, you can't, their company can't go working on the association.
She had to go
Right.
after her.
Okay, may I suggest
That's what I'm
something?
saying. Notify the owner to notice her contractor. to
That's what I
fix it.
said. I said that, you probably didn't hear me.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said that the association was gonna pay for it and you were gonna back charge her.
So-
Okay, may I suggest something?
Oh, no,
Okay, she's a long-time resident. May I suggest you go and speak to her
I am.
one-to-one? Good.
I
Yeah,
am,
'cause I
but
still-
the association still have to
Okay,
approve.
I understand.
Yeah,
Okay, that's not gonna be a problem with her.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is the style and the way you speak with her. Yeah, you speak to her one-on-one.
oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's one
good,
thing.
that's all I'm saying.
Let me tell you one thing up here, I always speak to my
Yeah,
residents
good.
with the utmost
Yeah,
respect.
I know you do.
You know, I might not get it back, But that's the business that we're in.
I know. And you all have a relationship, I mean, she's told me, so, you know, I know you communicate well with her.
Oh, yes.
Please, thank you.
So, but I'm just
That's all
letting
I'm
the
saying.
association know for the record, unless you guys say that it's okay that he will eat the 1,500.
I don't think we should eat 1,500. I don't think so.
No.
Pay for something her contractor. Why should the unit owners pay for something her contractors
She
do?
will go back to them.
Yes.
But we don't get involved on that
No.
end of it.
Is everything that they
We don't need to
in there,
eat.
is that only due to that one issue, all of that? Okay.
What number was that again?
1725.
Yeah.
So I need approval.
Roger's widow, you know.
Right.
Huh?
No, she, and I was just making her way, it's Nancy Marsh, Roger's widow.
Oh, yeah. Sweetest woman.
Yeah,
One
very
of the
nice.
sweetest women in this.
Yes, she is.
Okay, so let's go on, just push this through, because we're already at 8:10, so a lot, we still have to do open forum. Update on termite
Wait,
attendance.
I didn't get approval. Do I have approval to get this repaired?
We did you share the email with the board?
That's it. She just read it.
I read the whole thing, but
Can you forward the email to the board?
I will. I asked her to.
This is
I
our
asked her to put
contractor
it in a.
FS.
Huh?
This is our
FS.
contractor FS.
Yeah. So she had a bunch of other stuff on there, so I told her, I said, I just want this one thing so I can send to the
Okay, so I'll make a motion to accept FSS pricing of $1,500 for the repair of the broken pipe, provided that the board gets tomorrow a official,
proposal.
yeah.
And then I also give you guys, when I send that over, the update from the lovely resident.
And from the resident,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So there's a
Okay,
motion on the
I'll
table.
second that.
All in favor? All right, so how we move on? All right, can you give us an update on the termite?
So for the, yes, termite tenting schedule for the upcoming, for the buildings. So we had some rearrangement of the schedules. I went ahead and set, well, on the 2nd, on April 2nd, Wednesday, April the 2nd, in phase 3, I have building 15. I'll give you guys this as well. Not right.
Okay.
I'll send this to you guys.
Is that schedule going to be posted?
So the residents will be notified. The residents will be,
Yes, I'm a resident of that building that's gonna be done on the 2nd.
oh wait,
Is it the 2nd is gonna be?
building 15,
Yes,
phase 3.
yes.
It's
It's gonna be done then. So I could tell my boss I need to take a couple of days off.
Tell you who?
My boss.
Yeah, that's the problem I have, is with these schedules, is.
Wait.
Yeah.
Before everybody jump on my phone.
We're not jumping on here.
Okay. You and Nerva?
Yes,
Oh, nice to meet you. I see you all the time, I just didn't know your name.
yes.
Okay. You knew from an email.
You tell me that, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna stick.
Yes, it's sticking based on all the emails that I've sent.
So for sure, the 2nd. All right.
Yes. And the neighbors confirmed.
Okay.
Okay, because it had to be changed for one resident.
And is it possible to get that posted on the website so people can see months ahead what the tenant schedule is?
So building, so the residents of building 2, I'm sorry. So in phase 2, the residents of building 7, building 8, and building 12 will be notified because theirs are going to be done on April 23rd. So
Well, people have to get time off. Some people may not even be in here. You put it in a central location like a website. It's there for everybody to see. And it helps them a month or two ahead because people have to request time off in advance.
Yes, please.
Is anyone in here phase 2, building 7?
I don't think so.
Building 7, April 23rd. So you guys gonna be notified. Anybody here in building 8?
But I need to see exactly what it's, so I can check.
Building
Let's go.
7.
We'll get it back.
For Building 7 and Phase 2 are units 1701, 1705, 1709, 1713, 1717, and 1721. That's Building 7, Phase 2. What's the other building? Building 8. Building 8 is Phase 2. That's unit number 1725, 1729, 1733, 1737, and 1741.
So remember, each person gets two things from me. They get a phone call and they get an email with all of the instructions on what they need to do. Okay?
And when?
And they all have to agree on those dates, otherwise we kind of change the date. So I don't want to take up time tonight because I got a ton of stuff here to do. So you're set, Nerva.
Yes, but I want to know, do we get it back, a special
Yes,
bags? for
you're
that?
getting instructions tomorrow on the day he's coming out to meet with us in that building. And you get to pass out the bags and all that stuff, okay?
But can we get a copy of the schedule on the website? Even say draft on there, subject to change.
See, I won't be home tomorrow, I will.
What was the date for building 8?
Huh?
Building 8?
It's
423.
Oh.
And then the
Can I
other
recommend-
is Building 12.
Can I recommend you put that on the?
That's just 3 units in that building.
Oh, the schedule?
1700,
Both
1704,
websites.
1708.
There's some people that can't.
One more time, what date did you say?
Building 12, Phase 2, 1700, 1704.
No, it is not. That's the problem,
Right,
it's not
what
like
date?
transparency.
23rd, of April, yeah, April 23rd.
Can we have like instructions in advance, like more than a week in advance, like they're available now, like of things that we need to do?
I can't hear her saying the conversation.
Why can't we get that list now?
So you repeat what you said?
Get like a list of
Because people
instructions
talk,
in
I
advance.
couldn't hear what you said.
I was asking if there was a way we could get a list now to be prepared.
Exactly.
Your list?
Like, so we're not
Your list?
scrambled.
Yeah, your list comes tomorrow. You get your list and your phone call and your email.
For our building, or?
What building are you?
That's a point right there.
You're 7, right?
Yeah, so we're.
In Phase 2?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're the 23rd.
right, so
So
when
when
are
you
we
get
gonna
the
get
email-
all that information?
Huh?
When will we get
Tomorrow.
tomorrow?
So you guys are the bags, the plastic bags and everything?
What is it called?
Tomorrow?
It's not as bad, it's not.
I have to do it over the weekend, I gotta do it Monday.
He's gonna be here. I scheduled with them, the gentleman Zachary. I'm waiting for him to call me because I'm gonna be on the property for most of the day on Thursday. So I'm trying to tell him what time he's gonna be here so I can notify the people in 15.
Can I put a motion on the floor that we put these schedules on the website?
You don't need a motion, I'm gonna put it on there.
Okay.
Once I know what, once I schedule with the people, it'll be on the website, so you'll know building 7, what the units
No,
are.
I want the whole schedule on it all, so like a month or two in advance, so people can.
Well, I only have Phase 2 and Phase 3 right now. And the buildings.
Well, as soon as we get it, let's get it.
Yeah, once I get it on there, then you'll get it.
Besides the schedule, can we at least just have a list of, like, hey, be prepared for this?
That's, Diana.
Besides the schedule.
That is.
Oh, like a
Just
summary.
let me know
Yes.
what I need to do.
There is gonna be, with the email that you get a whole, you'll get a whole long list of all the things that you have to do and be prepared for.
I want to know that whole long list now. Soon as
Well, I can tell you
our
too
building
tonight.
has got termites, I mean, I don't know about phase 4, I'm asking.
It's not that bad.
I live in the back, I don't know.
I'm on the other side.
I can't get it to you right now.
Are the instructions changing per building? Like, I don't understand why we can't have.
But I don't have anything with me now, so I can't get it to you.
Oh, no, that's fine, not right now.
I said tomorrow.
Post it or email or something, and
What's the company name?
forget the schedule, just give me a list of what I need.
Beach. It's probably on the website. Beach.
Beach environmental.
Beach environmental. Did they not have this link? Vaguely. Vaguely, right? Yeah.
Diane, how many buildings at once? No. How many buildings at once will Beach commit to the association?
Per, like on the 23rd, we got 2
No,
buildings.
that's not my question. My question is, how many buildings will they do for Omega at once, so we can move this along to?
Building, what I did.
That's
Per
per
schedule. 2 buildings per day. So on the 23rd, they're gonna have 7 and 8. On the 16th, they're going to have 12 and 13. Well, phase 2, 12 and 13.
Did they tell you why they will only give us 2?
That's all they can do.
At once?
Yeah.
16 May for the, or 16 April.
All right.
So building 13. Yeah, I'm busy.
No, but 16 May, not 16 April.
Building 16 base 13.
It's building 13 is April. Okay.
Wait, what?
That's also,
No, wait.
oh, the April.
Hold on, sorry.
Remember, the residents have to, they all have to agree to the date. Yes, all I'm doing is giving them, they have to agree first. So,
Building 13.
Another reason we do it on the website, so they can see the schedule.
I don't think she mentioned building.
once the residents confirm, then that will be posted. Because if a resident cannot make the 16th, the majority can make the 16th, but it can make the 23rd, so it's wrong. That's all.
So that is April 16th. For the building 13.
Okay, I'm going to do this.
Okay, no, I need to understand because that's my building. That's what I'm trying to understand.
She said building 12 and 16 on the 13th.
May 13th.
Yes.
Building 13.
Building 13 is going to be on April 16th.
So building 13, I have not heard anything from that, so that's why I wondered.
I'm just figuring this, they gave me the schedule, because a lot of the people, they had to change. We already had some scheduled for March, we had to change.
No, I understand, I just didn't know that it was happening.
Diana,
So
can
that's
you
what I'm trying to
just
understand.
send the board a post, and so we can post on the website the buildings you have confirmed with Beach?
But the residents have to, oh,
The ones that you have now, there's confusion with it because on April, May. Okay, can you just send it to the board, confirmation of the dates, and then post it on the website?
yes,
And how,
we confirm with the residents.
and how far in advance can we do this?
And it takes coordination with the.
I think at least 3 months in advance, tentatively. People are working, they have to request time off, they have to change their schedule, well, get it together with the staff, because we have to be transparent anyways. I don't like this. I mean, we can post a draft schedule,
Yeah.
people know it's draft, it's subject to change.
That's what Diana said, though. She said it's going to be.
I still have to get the schedule from the people that can't. No, that's what I
She
said.
said, yeah, what I sent to
3 months in advance is what I said. You
Yes.
said no.
Because you can't have, because the beach environmental cannot just put us on this schedule for 3 months and wait for people to confirm. So they're giving me
You
their
can put this,
availability.
okay, this is what you do. You have the projected buildings that are going to go to beach next to be approved. And then, once they approve it, these are confirmed for these dates.
That's what I said.
Okay, so we're gonna have 3 months of these
No,
buildings.
no. I said,
One
y'all
month.
are not listening. I said that for the buildings that, for the dates that they have already confirmed, those residents will be notified.
I already know
Okay.
that, I understand.
No.
Yes.
Because if you did, then y'all.
No, my
would
point
ask
was
that same
before
question.
that one.
So once.
You're going off my
once
second
those-
point. My first point was, these are the targeted buildings that are gonna go next
That's
time.
gonna be in this list.
Okay, so you're gonna have 2 lists.
And, no, is that what?
The lot didn't know.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Get us the email.
Yeah, that's gonna be-
Get us the email, get us the email, and then we'll go from
No,
there.
it's gonna be transparent, but you just don't get the 3 months that you want. That's all I'm saying.
That's what we need because we're a working community.
I understand, but we also have to go by the rent, by the company.
Well, how are you selecting the buildings in? You know the construction schedule again, that should have been posted to the
That's-
community. But we're gonna get
That's the
moved.
switch.
yet we're gonna get fined for it because it got passed through in a community meeting, construction committee meeting instead of in the regular board meetings. Yes,
Okay, go on, please.
Can we move the agenda?
again.
Move the agenda.
Okay,
Violation.
all right, so, all right, so we have a list of, if everyone can look, because it goes in conjunction with. Yeah, yes.
Tree works.
Okay, so on page 3, we have the list, and we walk this community more than once to get this list. So we have a list, everyone, on page 3, 4, 5, from Tree Works and from Grounds Group, a list of every single tree in every single backyard that is touching the roof or on the building or up against the fence. Okay? And so everyone gets 2 weeks to contact their vendor or themselves to take care of those trees, so you won't void the warranty. Or if they want the company to do it, then they will know what the price is.
Have they been notified already?
I was supposed to notify them on Friday, and I didn't because I've been sick.
Okay, yeah, because you see, phase 4 in the corner is dark, and I'm not looking to be mugged or my car stolen, because I've been asking for those trees to be cut for the last 4 years, and nothing's been
Inside or
done.
outside?
The big bird?
Yeah,
The ones inside or outside?
Outside.
Yes, I have that next as well.
Oh, yeah, because
That's on the-
you give them another
That's
this,
on
another
the-
that.
Yes.
In the meantime, I understand that people have been using a 5-finger discount for certain cars. I don't want my car to be one of them.
Well, on the agenda, we have a proposal for the common areas on the outside.
Okay, yeah, I want to know when it's going to be done. I don't want to be mugged. I have my
But you
property
guys have to
stolen.
approve this.
Okay?
I've got a comment on this. This isn't just trees hanging over. I have palm trees, and they are not hanging over the fence. They're next to the fence, but there's plenty of room for the root system. They have a shallow root system. But regardless, the point is, my trees only need to be trimmed, but they're on this list. So this list doesn't just include the trees that are hanging over it here, it includes the trees that need to be trimmed.
In your backyard,
Yes.
it's the trees that are touching the roof. or-
How does a palm tree, if the leaves go down like that, how is it going to go over the fence? It's not even close enough to the fence for the leaves to go over
The
it.
ones that own the fence.
You said close enough to the fence or hanging over the fence.
The roof.
None of my trees are next to the roof,
Well, Shawn,
but they're on the list.
well, we'll take another look, because it was close enough. And we have pictures.
Well, you can have pictures, you can walk back there right now and look, and there's nothing touching my roof on the outside of my
Shawn, she
backyard.
said she will take another look. In the subject, let's move
Third
on.
time.
What's that?
So just so we have all an understanding, the estimate from Tree Works Management, the scope of work that has the list of all the backyard trees that they've identified that are impeding on the roofs, the new roofs or the soon-to-be new roofs, or impeding, or on the fence overgrown or whatever is on here. And so a unit owner can see, when you send them the letter, they will see what price this company's offering, in case they want to go with this company and get it done. Okay. If not, they can do it on their own, and then it's another time.
Because you told us.
No, I could have
This last for me, so now, but now we have.
I have my palm tree.
So that's 1, 2.
I cut it.
Why do I need a sense on it?
When it's touching the fence.
It's not on the roof.
Personally, I would love to have it just completely ripped out.
But if it's in your backyard, you're responsible for that.
Which you can.
Yeah, if it's on
Next-
common area,
front of
I'll
you.
be fine.
So can I just cut it down even more down to six?
Let's be careful about that.
I had to because, like she said, with the roof, someone were actually going to touch my roof, so I cut it down.
No, I understand. You took pictures of all the backyards, okay, so that's going with the notifications, so the unit owner knows which street you're
They
talking
might
about.
be email.
And is this contract on the website? Is this on the website? Yeah, they're required by all of the websites. Any proposed?
All right. Now we're talking about the association trees that are association responsibility. That's for the grounds group.
Okay, so on, I put it in order of this.
You have two proposals. You have the grounds group and you have for the backyard trees.
So on page 14,
Page 14.
It's very faint on the side.
Excuse me, does anybody have the key for the bathroom?
Yeah, I do.
This is backyard trees. This way.
okay, so there is on page 15, I know they're coming, no, it's a little, line in my house, that's all, from outside.
She saw a turn.
Okay, I'm looking at the list of those. Phase
Yeah, from,
I'm sorry, Diana, page 15 is what, please?
So I'm sorry, on page 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, it's the
I sent by
layout.
the email.
Okay.
All of the palm trees and shade trees that are on the exterior of the property, on the common areas, that belong to you guys. And, yes. Listen up, Kalani. Okay, so these are, on grounds group, has the list, which was based on this. Theirs was $5,030, and this is for the common area trees. Because we have common area trees that are hanging over, that are touching the residents' homes. It says, please note on the attached map. So I will send Kalani and Kareem the colored version
Color-coded
of the map. Okay? It still doesn't change where the location is that you have right now and that everyone would have looked at.
On here, these are dots.
Yes, the dots are where the trees, yes.
We just can't tell the association needs to pay for.
Right here
Yeah.
for her.
That's, which is good, I didn't know that we had them on the side.
I have a question about these trees. If trees need to get removed, like, there's some trees in phase 2 that likely have to be removed. Are we getting estimates for that yet, or is that, when does that get planned? When they get referred?
Some of these are illegal, though, they don't.
These are, yes, some of these, did you know this?
Yes, but there's trees in the back that aren't.
Yeah, so these are the trees outside the fence,
I understand.
on the common
I
area,
understand
yes,
that.
okay.
But some of those are going to need to be removed, possibly, because do we have those tagged that need to be removed, and the cost of
I think
those?
that's what it says in the paper.
Total cost?
How much are
I-
removal, the trees?
Oh, no, yeah, this one isn't in broken.
Oh, yeah, this one here.
Just trimming.
Page 7.
Well, page
No,
14,
11,
page 14
12,
is
and
the one right
13.
before this.
Diana, why did you look at that? There's two dangerous invasive trees that are listed in phase 3, why are they dangerous? Is it because of the height, the location, or it's just a dangerous species of a tree? Did they explain? That's phase 3, I'm talking about tree works.
Which one are we, but
On
are
the
we talking?
unit owner, the detail of the unit owner trees in the
I
backyard.
have to go back to the map. I have to go back and take a look at that.
You have, it's called the North Fork Island pine that are in the rear of these units. Why did the tree company label them dangerous and invasive, you know?
Okay, I have an
I'm
example.
talking about 2 and 4.
There's 4.
What's the tree, Norfolk?
North.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, I think that's the one that's way up in the air.
Huh? It's the height?
That's it.
They're afraid it's to tip over.
Yeah.
It's right out the light.
There's 2 of them.
That's the same thing as Joan Hill.
There's
has.
2 of them. It's like,
Well, she has a palm
Yeah.
close to her unit.
it's like way up there.
Okay, all right, so that's what he means by dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, let me put this in
Oh, I know
perspective
which
for
one
you.
you're talking about.
There's trees like Joan, she's in phase 2, close to my building. Joan, I'm not sure. I'm building 10, that's probably building 9. And she has some trees that she was requesting be removed. I don't see anything being removed in phase 2. And some of those trees may be close enough to the building, the root system's causing foundation problems in some of the units. So that's the reason that they would need to get tagged to, be removed.
What phase is it she's in?
2, phase 2.
What's her address?
While you're looking for that, Google says that those trees can cause gastrointestinal upset and dermatitis upon ingestion or skin contact,
1745.
particularly in sensitive individuals or pets.
1745 John Hill?
Yeah.
1745, correct.
I see on the map, I see a dot where that tree is.
Oh, is it outside fence?
There's one closer.
But what I'm trying to
right
figure out is-
okay.
Some of these trees, even though they're close, are not causing problems from the root system could be causing foundation
Well,
problems.
we didn't go inside of the backyard.
That's
Yeah,
So you might want to, so when you, but then if it's inside when you're, she's
No, there's some trees on the outside of the house on the foundation.
Yeah, they said they were working on
That's on here. This is the exterior.
But I only reviewed your dressing room. That's why I have one question.
Oh, which one is this?
Yes, she's got a root issue.
Yeah, me and Shirley both asked when Jay was here.
Those are fine.
See, he's just saying that.
So it was supposed to be, they cut down a tree behind us, but they never came back and did the roots.
No, I know,
And she got
but
cute
this was
in
2
the
years
backyard.
ago. My kids can't even play in the backyard.
Yeah. I just don't know.
Oh, but they did remove the tree, causing problems.
Yeah, they removed the tree.
How about a
But
saw?
now they're just dead.
How did they try to?
Die if you cut them.
We got to think about that.
It's on the outside.
But,
So are we,
So you will be notifying the unit owners and giving them both company tree lists with prices so they can decide what they want to do for their backyards.
What I was
in that
saying
case,
is,
That's the price of,
yeah, no, I wouldn't say the proposal,
nothing? Well,
just the cost.
Well, the proposal is on the website already, it's part of the agenda.
Oh, that's what he was
About-
asking, so I guess.
Remember, the reason why we wanted pricing, so that they had an idea, if they don't do it, what it's gonna cost the association.
See that, Sean?
yeah, but mine only needs tree trimming.
No, you asked if it was on the website.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's part of the
But
agenda.
I was responding to her comment about if they need to do it, because if it's tree trimming and it's only tree trimming to just make it look better, like I have palm trees, and that the leaves go down.
But she's gonna go see yours again, right?
Yeah, but how many other ones in this list are like mine, where it's just tree trimming?
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay.
I know,
All right, so let's,
but when we send the letter out.
Can we move on?
Let's go to the next.
We always move on and we spend the cost and we don't check it, and that's how we end up with an exorbitant amount.
No, but you're
So
checking
I
it, you're
have
getting it checked.
pictures.
Move
So,
on.
I see mine in my backyard, I know what mine look like.
Yeah, I
And they're on the
have,
list.
we took pictures of all
Sean, they're
the
saying the
trees.
sense one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're in-
then they're
They're
trimming, but
picking
they
date
didn't.
bombs,
then-
picking date, you know,
Wait a minute, then they're trimming
Please
because
don't
they
let
didn't
that.
outline any removals in that,
You just need to be trimmed.
yeah, then those were all trimming.
This is it, oh, so
That's
Those
what
were-
it takes probably in the backyard.
No, they said it's the
It
ones on
doesn't
the
say
roof
that,
lines.
it doesn't say that on the quote, it says.
No, it does not say.
Those are only trimming.
All right, any additional questions?
Yeah, he has a question about a tree.
There's a tree right outside my backyard fence that they just changed. I had sent Jay a video 2 years ago.
What phase are you?
Phase 1.
Phase one?
A video of 150
What's the
pound
address?
limb, 1725. 150 pound limb fell in my backyard, tore up my old fence, and tore up all my furniture. That tree is still a nuisance behind my house, and nobody's done anything with it.
That's like a common area.
That's the common area.
Let me see.
It's on the map.
My kids can't play in my backyard because of that tree.
I was in the same problem you were.
On your
It's not on there.
I think you have it on your map. 1725 is that.
We said building one?
Phase one.
He's building phase one.
Dave,
No, it's not.
David Lee.
So 17, oh, I'm sorry, building two.
I think phase one diagram. Phase one, right?
It's
Building
phase one.
two.
Do you
Are you phase one?
Look, I see some marks on there. Are you on the left side of the building?
Like closest to the street, yeah, so.
Okay, and there's a bunch of marks here.
It's on the back side.
I see a mark, is that like catty corner?
It's like in
You
between
did get
the
sick.
last unit and my unit.
What he's
Oh,
talking
that's
about is not marked here.
It's a really, really big tree. I mean, I'm talking about, it's huge. The trunk is probably.
It's on association property.
It's definitely not a city.
And even if you walk your dogs back there, the roots are all over the
Yeah,
floor. You
I
can
see
trip and everything.
Yeah, but, yeah, don't talk about it.
Okay, so you
That's a
did
root.
I gotta put that on the list.
Yeah, common areas.
But remember, okay, guys, okay, if you guys remember, I sent out before the tree trimming for the entire property, correct? Now, we walked the community for roots that had to be removed. Now, the most urgent thing was for removing anything on the common area that is hanging over for the roof. Not saying that anything else, any other tree trimming will not take place, or roots. We're talking about the most urgent stuff now, but we can still take a look. I do have tree roots system in some, like I had it over there by that one.
My biggest thing is the big limbs off that tree that already destroyed one fence.
What's your
One
address?
fence Just got rid of.
It's 1725, phase one.
1725.
Yeah,
Phase one.
yes, there are dead limbs on the tree.
Things
And
just
that
fall.
needs to
My
be removed. Those dead limbs need to come down
Yeah, that's a safety
before they
issue.
fall.
Yeah.
Along with, but to be honest, the tree, when was the last time you guys trimmed your trees in this community?
Maybe
Last
like, what was
year.
that,
A while ago.
hurricane?
No, it's before the hurricane. It's
Last
probably
year.
about
Last
So
last
they
year
didn't do
sometime,
not-
because I actually
Yeah.
trimmed a tree in front of my
That
house.
big hurricane. And I had Widowmaker names in my backyard for a year after
But
that.
they
Jerry,
didn't come
those
to my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took that
Okay.
and do not.
Guess what? Okay, I have a question about a root system. By our mailbox, the roots, I tripped and fell
It's into the street.
over the root system. And I've had 2 knee replacements. So somebody had to help me up off the ground.
Oh, wow.
Okay? That is a danger right there, day or night.
Okay, can we finish with one topic first?
Please put that on your list.
Okay, let's deal with his 1725, phase one. Okay?
She's got one.
All right, so, yes, just have them come in and take a look. If there are dead branches, they need to come down before they fall again, okay? All right.
Along with a lot of trees, along with the tree trimming, along with same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a homeowner.
I've had a question, so,
Some will.
Janet's saying just move along. I mean, what we took up time for.
listen, so, we have estimate for all the trees, trimmings, and all the removals and stuff, but we were also looking at the annual, replacing our vendor and having other companies. We were talking about
I
that?
think that's why we have the two bids.
Yeah, but this wasn't on, oh, you talked, yeah, but that wasn't on the agenda, so I didn't.
Yeah.
But we have proposals for that.
Yeah.
So-
We gave it up one time.
I think we're all in the same order, but the same place with
Did
proposals.
we have the last meeting, we have the reviews for this other company? Because I see two companies, Brown's Group.
Yes, you have both in the prior,
Stakeholders and stakeholders.
on the prior,
Do you remember,
the
I
tree-
remember, was the Tree Works had a good review, and I don't know about Brown's Group.
Yeah, but both of them did. They do have some.
They're not good reviews on both?
Oh,
That's what's asking.
yeah. They do a lot of habitat for humanity and, Title VII.
So it sounds like there's two things. The proposal for all this extra work needs to be kind of reviewed, and then maybe extra trees added or whatever, and then we need to decide on if we're gonna go with them as our replacement company.
Well, there's one other proposal coming for
Okay.
replacement company,
Alright.
but you guys didn't ask for one
That's
for
different.
tonight.
That's different.
Yeah, no, we're gonna.
So, we're just gonna be reviewing this and hopefully come to a decision for the next meeting? Is that what the intention is here? Or are we voting on this?
I don't think we're voting on this.
No, we vote.
Y'all look at it.
Yes?
I mean, I'm new, so I just got
I just got it myself.
The important thing is that they're similar in scope and the prices are similar. If there's a variance, why is there a variance?
I will look at the reviews.
Yeah, in the reviews as well.
I can get you another one that's very more expensive.
No, you said you got one more coming now.
No, that's for that's for landscaping maintenance.
So, how many companies do we have to replace the landscaping company?
We have two proposals.
And one's coming?
And one, yeah.
That's what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
because we don't have, it wasn't on the agenda, so I don't have, yeah, because I gave it before.
Because this is just not the only status of this, okay?
Number 6.
That's it.
Number 6.
All right, so we sent certified letters out to, and also by email, to the residents in phase 4 who did not reinstall their lights or was missing GFIs. I had a lot of feedback from the residents because I was told that more than one letter had went out, so I sent a final letter. And they were like, we didn't even receive the first letter. I said, well, okay, so you received your certified letter. That's why we sent it certified by email. And I only have one other resident, one or two. One resident is coming back on the 30th, and one other gentleman that I will be inspecting on Thursday.
Can we make a note for the minutes that the contract also says the contractor will replace the GFIs in all wet areas of every home?
Contract does not say that.
No,
You have the engineer scope of work,
Which is part of the contract.
So then on
No,
number 7,
May I speak?
sorry.
The contractor did not agree to anything mechanical, electrical, or plumbing. Farouk put the scope of what's under MEP. I already checked with the professional engineer. The contract is what's written in the A1A contract. Now, the GFIs are considered limited common areas, which are exclusive to a unit owner, which is part of your electrical, which is paid by the unit owner. We didn't include it in the assessment because not everybody has non-compliance GFI. So why would we charge the unit owner for something that's considered a limited common element, like your electricity? So your plugs are exclusive to you. So I asked that same question when we got your email, and he explained to me, MEP is what's required for 40 years, that's listed, but the actual contract is what the contractor agreed to.
Well, then it's written incorrectly because it says the following documents shall comprise the contract documents, and that includes project manuals, and in there it says that he will replace all of them.
You're welcome to call.
So if the contractor doesn't want to do what is in the engineer's, recommendation, isn't it?
No, the engineer is obligated to tell you what is required for the 40-year certification. The contractor and the attorney wrote the contract. It specifically says in the contract that plumbing, mechanical, and electric is not included with Ostrom, okay? Now, when it comes to limited common elements like your plugs, they're unique to your, because that's connected to your electricity.
I'm just talking about the document, where it says the document shall be interpreted in harmony with the PE.
Right.
And whichever one requires the contractor to do more work.
Understood.
is what's done.
But the contract specifically states is not included, so we can include that in the opinion.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well do one other thing, but I can tell you, I already looked into it. When it was brought to our attention, and Kareem said, I'm obligated to tell you what needs to be done in the 40 years. What's in the contract is what the contractor agreed for the price. Now, GFIs,
That was given to me by the resident. I'll just give it to you.
oh, okay, thank you.
This says,
What was negotiated in the contract is what's in the contract. That's the A1A.
I know what you're saying. I understand A1A contracts, I've written and signed many of them. I'm just saying that it encompasses,
Okay. We can ask, the
which
attorney.
says, provide GFCI in wet locations per Florida building code each home. That's
That's the list, that's the list that PE said, I'm obligated to list it. Not that it's included in the
But
contract.
then he shouldn't have included it as part of the contract. That's probably the problem right there. And it's stated that it is.
I think he's obligated to list what's required for the 40 year. And then what's negotiated is what's in the contract. Okay, let's go on.
Can I say something about this situation with D5 and so forth? I have a unit owner that had tried to contact management.
Who's you?
I don't want to say. She's Spanish, she doesn't know English, but she tried to call various times. She never got a call back because she wanted to get this done by the company that you referred. Well, on the letter, don't you say that somebody could do it for them, for the G5 or whatever? You said you were gonna send a letter.
Oh, she's referring to Cavalieri.
Yeah, but anyway, she kept calling. I told her send an email, she sent an email, no response. Finally, her son, hold on, and I know this person. Finally, her son sent an email in English, and all she got back was, I got it here. Anyway, you want these things done, we need to communicate right away with the company. But anyway, she had to go on her own, so she wouldn't get this, what is it, that she has to pay extra or whatever. The fines.
But you
She
can't.
paid over $400 to get this done.
No.
Yes.
To get what done?
Because she had until a certain day to get this done, and she couldn't communicate with anybody.
Yeah, those fines were passed in Restructure.
Fines, but the thing is,
Oh, I didn't know this. Oh, no, I don't get that.
she paid $400. But anyway, if we are trying, the owners are trying to get this done, we should get answers.
Well, okay, well, now that you said what you had to say, because I did email, I did call you, and I did email back. I sent you.
Oh, yeah, we wanted the resident.
Yeah, because if I sent out certified letters to every single person in phase 4, not to every single, only the ones who didn't comply. Now, anyway, we still had to send certified letters out. Now, if someone contact our office, so we have bilingual people at our office, and out of thousands of people that we take care of, one person is going to say that they called, and I ask you, for 1 second, I ask you for the phone number, because every single voicemail, when someone calls, we also get it by email. We pay for that. And everything is saved to the server. You know why? Because we have to protect ourselves against people who say, oh, I called and I left a message, when you didn't.
Well,
We can see.
I know this person, she's serious, but she wouldn't make this up.
No, but okay, but 1 second. You cannot say to someone without providing proof. So that person, I would, number one, need to know who they are.
She sent me proof of the email.
Okay, well,
was
why did you
Jay by any chance? Thinking that she was calling, did she know to change management companies?
No, she called the number.
On a letter.
Okay,
She showed me the number
but
on
1
the-
second, but if you say she left a message, then I can go back and look at the message, but nothing was sent to me.
Okay.
But you can't
What
say,
I'm saying is.
I mean, it's like proving, you.
But she showed me proof of the answer of the email.
Why didn't you just
I
send
mean,
it over? I don't know who you're talking about.
Right.
So all you had to do was just forward the information, because then we can go back on the email. I can go back on the email now if I have the information.
Who is the person
Yeah,
and
who
where
is
do
the
they live
person?
at? What's the secret?
Yeah, this full transparency.
Yeah. Oh, but then again, you can't make a complaint then.
Because,
If she can't follow.
Yes,
She
I
can't
know when I
follow.
asked for the
and she complained to me.
If she can't follow.
But the
And it's
person
anonymous.
is.
No.
Let me see.
So is the guy that she's
Is this something that you guys can do
Or they should have to pay
offline?
for it?
Please, can you do this?
No, but it's okay. And see, like I said to her, if you don't want to provide the information, it's okay. But I am going to challenge the information that I received, because we have every single thing that,
Okay, perfect. Offline, let's continue, please.
Landscaping.
Wait, did we address what the update was on the GFI outlets?
Diana, are you finished with your list?
No.
One to two people that will be contacted on Thursday.
That's all right, Ms.
yes.
So
So,
Diana, of all the people that you contacted, you would re-inspect it?
on Thursday, because I'm going to be here for the majority of the day.
So we don't know how many people still not in compliance?
Left, I think it's only just the 2 people.
Okay, you talking about
Yeah.
phase 4
What
non?
time is that?
Is that what she's talking about?
Yeah.
Phase 4 non-compliance too?
Phase, no, I'm talking about phase 4.
Yeah, that's what I said, phase 4.
Yeah.
And which one is that one? Because she sent a copy of what she had done.
Okay, ladies, offline,
We
please.
have to go list, and we can go back and forth with
One
this.
question about the GFI, for phase 3, have we already reviewed the phase 3 units for compliance with GFI?
Not yet.
We're gonna try to get a jump on that as quickly as possible, so that we're in the same issue we had with phase 4.
Yeah, because it's gonna hold you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll try to.
We
Well,
talked,
Elaine, to your
we
point,
spoke about that, Dorian and I, we spoke about that today.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons
Yeah,
why I'm
sure.
coming out on Thursday to spend time with him, especially about the facades, because he's starting the facades in May. So we want to be able to, what? You got hiccups? So we want to be able to send those notices out, in advance.
so they're doing the first 4 renovations in May.
And it's probably gonna start with like, because we were the first one.
Right. See, this is the problem here. Everything hasn't been communicated clearly, including the construction schedule.
That's actually.
And,
But I won't know.
no, not you, this is not you.
Yeah, the Ashram.
No, and nobody knows exactly when they're gonna show up, and then we get fines imposed in a construction meeting, and then approved in the minutes the following meeting. And then now, they're wanting to push you when they're not even giving you the proper time frames and notices for people that are working.
Yeah.
That's the situation at hand.
Yeah.
And the fines should be relaxed, because people have been pushed enough in this community.
Can we move on, please, to number 7?
Okay, number 7, Okay, so update on the Finger Islands.
Okay.
Now, we did have, I wanted to bring the actual trees here tonight, but we couldn't because they would have to go out and purchase trees. So these are some of the recommendations that they gave based on the
You're
sum.
talking about the hedges, not the trees. The pictures or the hedges, not the trees?
Oh, sorry. Well, it's all the same thing. So right now we have okay, so 7, update on landscaping required by the city for phase 4 Finger Islands.
Yes, every island has to have a tree, I understand.
Yes.
That's the way it was before. They haven't changed on that.
So that's page 19 of your packet.
They have not changed. Oh, yeah. I've seen that. That grows quick. This costs.
We're looking at page 19 for the trees, the acceptable trees, the medium-sized shade trees that the city is forcing us to choose from.
Yes.
Remember we talked about non-flowering trees next to the bark beech, remember that?
I remember.
Yeah.
Look at all the,
I saw.
each tree is a flowering tree. So we need to,
Because that's gonna be a mess.
yeah, and there's some that have like,
Berries.
Yeah, like
berries.
yeah. I got
In
that.
your car. I mean, when we went through this before, they allowed us to put palm trees, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Now they say you can't put any palm tree anymore on a finger island. It has to be one of these medium shade trees. So what we're stuck now is to probably look through them. Each of you are gonna have to do your research on looking this up and try to find a tree that recommends trees that are the most minimal.
No, these.
It's this. That's shrub, The trees that provide less of the nuisance, from berries dropping to flower droppings. So you'll see there's a list of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
There's a
10,
lot.
11, 12, 13, 14. So the list, they only give us a list of 18 medium shade trees that are approved for Finger Islands in plantation, right? For this particular project. So on these 18 trees, you'll see growth, moderate, slow, okay, foliage, I'll tell you semi-evergreen, evergreen, and then the column which is upsetting is the flowers, because every time we get complaints from unit members, the tree is damaging the paint on my car when these flowers fall, right? So I don't know if you remember, last time we went this project before Hurricane Wilma did us a favor and destroyed most of the flowering trees. We had the yellow ones.
We did.
Those yellow ones made your car look like someone urinated on it. Do you remember?
I was on the committee, I remember.
Whatever it is.
I remember.
And then you have to, it's almost like snow, you would have to clear out your car in the morning from the windshield. It was a nightmare. So we said, okay, let's find a tree that's not flowering. No luck. She went to the city and we have to get one of these trees. And if you look, they all have some type of flower. But if it's minimal, and if they're minimal, I looked up some of them. If they're minimal flowers and they have seeds on them like this, which are kind of like those Christmas palm seeds, that when you hit here, or the spikes things, you hear, and you hear them drop, and like boom, you know, and it's just like, it's a no-win to the
So
city.
these are all medium shade trees. Palm trees are on this list?
They won't let us do palms.
So we are to review these lists and come back to what
Yeah,
we think the
in
best
our next meeting.
Well, look, it always appears that most of the time, nobody has a chance to review it. So would you mind if I took this over and went through and looked and see what has the least pollen, which has the smallest
And
pollen?
so
You want everybody to search for it,
Yeah, I'll
yeah.
let you guys know.
That's
That
awesome.
way,
We need a
It's just
picture.
a little bit more concise, and nobody has to be bogged down with
And
extra.
a small root system.
Yeah, we need a
Yeah.
picture, we need to understand the root system, even though the city requires root barriers.
Yeah, I
and
saw
all
those in
that.
there
We
too.
need, and what kind of flower, we need to see what a mature tree looks like.
Of course.
So we can look at the flower, and we can look at the seeds that are attached to those trees. Because then you'll have double whammy. You're gonna have flowers and seeds
seeds fall on your car. Or slip, people have claimed that they slipped on these sleeves, it's a
If
nightmare.
it has a fruit.
And try palms, and what did the city tell you? You can go ahead and then approve it.
Yeah.
We said, okay, why don't we request palm?
And he was very upset.
Who was it, the arborist?
He was upset with me because he said, we discussed this the last time you came here and harassed me for 2 hours.
Diana, who was that, the arborist?
No. I went to the city.
Yeah, well, the arborist is employed by the city. They have their own arborist.
Yeah.
And that's who I was talking to.
Oh,
The
Max?
young- The young man, he's an arborist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max?
Patty,
Huh?
with this.
Yeah, you call that.
Oh, I know.
It makes
Yeah.
sense. to
He's
go
a very,
for
he's a
something
nice
that's
guy,
so
but he can't go against what he wants.
Yeah, we did
In the
see what,
I know.
requirement.
Yeah, I was looking at that, something that has, is it a requirement? I think
Yeah,
all
it's
of these
No,
are.
these are,
okay.
they'll tell you the.
But one is not too tall,
This
right?
is mature. So if you look and compare what we have now, I don't know why the developer put oak trees in these
Right,
bigger
and that's
items.
something.
It's beyond me. It destroys the island. It uproots the asphalt.
Yeah.
It's just a different
No.
mindset back then.
Thank you, Legality.
But we need something that's minimally invasive. So if you want to do your homework on that, let us do it. Give us a copy of what a tree looks like.
Yeah, I'll get some pictures, so.
Okay, can we move on?
The height of the tree has to be a minimum of 4 feet. When we plant it, it's 6 feet.
The tree or the shrub?
No, the tree of the island, it has to start minimum, what, 6
Well, if
feet?
you look at every trees too.
More than one.
Let's leave.
Double.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna look at all these. I mean, these are obviously ones that they approved, right?
I went back in, right? I was back in, where I went.
Yeah, well, they have.
Can we continue?
Okay.
Okay, Kaliani, you gonna do your research?
Yeah.
Word, okay.
Send it to us ahead of time.
When will we have, when will we have to report? The next meeting?
What did I say?
Kalani.
Something,
Kalyani.
Did I say Kaliani?
it's not that. He said something else. It happens
Hey,
all the time.
you make a sure.
I
When will the
heard.
report?
That's my.
Next meeting?
Yes.
Okay, so next, update schedule of buildings for roof vent replacement received from contractor.
I understand you notified some unit buildings already, right? I think we have what, 3 or 4 buildings left to leave, that's it? 3 buildings.
So currently we're doing building, in phase,
We just started this week.
yes, we're doing buildings 9, 10, and 11.
7 o'clock in the morning.
No, they're not starting.
Yeah, they're starting at 7.
They're starting at 7.
They're not supposed to.
They're out.
Let me tell you, I go downstairs at
Six.
7:30 a.m. and cuss their ass up on y'all my roof.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Don't be afraid.
And they're there at 7 o'clock at night.
7, yeah, they're taking up the daylight savings.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I seen them out there. Second.
I'd like to know.
Oh, also,
also.
something to mention, they moved the schedule up a week
Yeah.
from what was posted on the doors.
Yes, so I spoke with I tell you, Shawn,
I catch everything.
I'm gonna come.
The way-
Okay, so yes, so they did move the schedule from what I posted.
Yes.
that's not
And,
ridiculous.
no, but it was, yeah. So I contacted Doran,
Take off this. Sorry.
so we posted the notice for buildings 9, 10, and 11. We said, this is the date and, you know, when you have to have all your items removed, okay? Send it to them, mail it to them, and then the schedule changed.
Exactly. That's my-
Without me knowing the schedule changed.
Because he changed it on, they got moved
So-
up on Sunday.
So, yeah, so I spoke to Doran, and I said, Doran, when the association posts something, you can't go behind our back
Just because you guys
and
said.
post this.
He put it
you
on
know,
his door.
Yeah, which we knew nothing about. So he said to me, he said, oh, Diana, I'm doing you guys a favor.
No.
I said, Doran, what's the favor that you're doing us? Well, because we have to have the roof finished before hurricane. I said, Doran, you got 3 buildings left.
Yeah.
That's it. And everything is done.
Okay, you have one of those
It's not-
packaging
it's not
units
enough.
sitting right there.
Excuse
Don't.
me. Last Thursday, I came home and a notice was on my door.
Because I saw you when I was posting.
Scheduling me for April 2nd.
Yes.
And that was Thursday.
Yes.
Saturday, I get a knock on my door that we starting Monday.
Isn't that something?
I know, but I got an email.
But then you want to find people and you gotta keep all this in consideration.
He needs to be straightened out. He needs to work with you.
Because I'm not, I
So-
work from home. And
My question is, when those trees is gonna take out, because right now I have 6, I don't have a tree in my backyard, and I have 6 big bag of leaf that I've been picking up, plus what is on top of my roof. And I don't have a tree in my backyard.
Well, when it blows, wind blows, tree blows, leaf
No,
blows.
but that's
I know.
more than usual. I have 6 big bags right now to put out.
Of leaves?
Leaves.
So where,
So
She's right next to
can you
the
imagine?
Okay, so I guess we
Because
can take a lot of the roads
if
there.
the
Okay.
plant is growing
And
around
just
Yeah.
without those leaves, that don't control.
So let me, when I talk to Doran tomorrow, I'll tell him to see about getting them bags, since he's probably taking off I'll ask him to try to get the bags out of the yard for you, because I know they, you know.
That's not the problem.
Okay, then you pick the
The
bag.
trees need to go. I can get the bags.
Would you-
Because I've been
would you
breaking
also-
them.
So,
I've been
so one of
breaking
the things that, he did say that I went ahead and I knocked on the residents' doors and they did not have a problem with me changing the schedule. I said, don't ever do that again.
He stopped me. He just told me, he explained to me why, but
They don't
I told him, I said, I was
ask.
prepared for
First of all, he
April
never
2nd.
asked.
Not for,
He's never asked.
That's
He
what I
says
told
we
him.
are doing this. He's never asked the whole
He can't do that. In addition to that, he doesn't understand that just because he's knocking on a door, I don't live on the property.
Yeah.
But I own the unit. He can't do that. I have to be notified as the owner. He can't just be tacking up notes and notices. Postings on site are not legal notices.
Well, the ones I sent out, I posted and I sent it to the owner. So I get
I
you.
rarely get notices. Patty knows this, I mentioned it.
But I sent it to one of her, you still didn't get your letter?
I finally got the letter, but that's the first one I've gotten in ages. If I don't complain, I don't get notices.
Well, I only posted once, so I can't be held responsible for.
I'm not
But moving-
I'm just saying Doran doesn't understand.
Oh.
That knocking on doors is not considered a legal notice.
Absolutely.
You know, owners like me.
Yeah, agreed. So next, you're set.
I do have a list, well, it's not on here, but I do have a list of the windows. I have a list of all the windows that, are on the second floor, if that's a touchy subject, I'm gonna shut up.
No, I think it's all come to an agreement on the upper.
But I know who has, I do have a list of the people who have done nothing, you know, who windows are still the same. And I have a list of all the residents that contracted the door. So what we need to,
We need a contract.
so one of the things that, one of the things for the residents who, have not done anything with their roofs yet, with their windows, we need to notify them, correct?
What do you mean?
Notify them to find out if,
Farouk is going to inspect the windows that are taken off by Oscar. That's the list that he's supposed to say, I recommend reusing, I don't recommend. The association needs a list of windows, and that's already been spoken to him about. I think Ron is dealing with him.
but I went ahead and have.
Of unit owners that have been made, the association needs to notify them that the PE does not recommend to reinstall because of the state of the windows. Why is that important for us as a community? Because should that window leak, in the future, the association is not going to be responsible for your leak. You are, because you chose to put those windows, which the engineer suggested not to. That's the stage that Farouk is working on.
Yeah.
So I know that you have a list and you walked in around, but he has to inspect those
Yes.
windows.
Yep.
Well, first of all, let me clarify what you just said, because the windows are going to come with their own warranty, I'm assuming, because the unit owners are paying additionally for
We're
if
not
they
talking
buy
about
it from
that, Shawn.
Astro.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
No, let me finish, you have the floor, I'm finishing now. So, the point is, anytime the windows, which are still unit owner's responsibility, are either reinstalled or re-in-place, the association will never be on the hook for that claim, especially if it's insurance related, because if the cause of the incident is the window, then the insurance is going to deny the claim.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the association needs to have that on record,
Yeah.
which unit owners decided not to,
Yeah.
even for future purchases.
Yes.
So when a new owner comes in and say, hey, association, fix my leak, my leaky window, it's on the estoppel, that's the other thing that the county.
That would never be your problem, because the windows are
Yes,
the
it
unit
is.
owner's problem.
No,
We need it-
but
we
when
need it
there's a
black and
leak,
white.
it's not.
We need it black and
You
white.
need it black and white,
Yes,
because
we
then
do.
they say,
And
hey,
you
you
still be the
didn't
unit
fix
owner's problem.
it already happened.
They leak,
Okay.
you have to get
So-
replaced.
So the association needs to protect itself. That's all that Farouk is doing. That's the list that's pending from Farouk.
Yes.
As long as people have that
I'm talking about the law.
As long as people have that option, that's the best.
What option?
Just the option to say, okay, look, you can put it back in, if you put it back in, this is what's gonna happen.
Well, that's what
You just made that.
Right, right, as long as they're not
You might,
forcing you
if you have
to
windows,
buy
second
some
floor,
windows,
you
you
never
don't have
heard
the
of
money.
it.
However, you still have to pay to have it. So
I need a contract.
The window break, he was under the impression it gets destroyed, because the city says we have to.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you want to
Repair.
Yeah, I got the price. He gave me the price. I agreed to do it. And
I
I
told him, I
did.
said, you better took out my
I
loan, you
agree.
better be careful with
Yes.
that. He's like, yes, I know, it's
Windows,
going back in.
second
And I said,
floor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
It's going
need
back
a
in.
contract.
But that
Okay.
contract, it doesn't say that they will, and then Astro said, no, we will not install it, and then we came up with it.
You're right.
Okay, so general business, let's go, it's 9:15. So general association business, Miriam, you brought up security cameras, what is it?
Yes, I brought it up because lately we have car break-ins. So I want to know, first of all, are they working? Who's reviewing them and where are they?
Association cameras?
Well, we only have them here in the clubhouse.
Right.
You
They're
didn't
not
order
doing-
the ones.
You only have in the clubhouse?
Yeah, it's always been there.
Area.
No other,
Yeah.
in the pool, that's all.
But isn't it in the budget, security cameras?
For here.
For here.
So we're paying all that money just for here?
Yes, you have about.
Yeah, well, we had to.
4 cameras.
We had to when the kids were coming up there jumping off,
But I
jumping
thought
off
we had
the roof.
security at least at each entrance.
It's always been pool area.
That was years
For
ago.
years ago.
When, I don't know if you remember when Palmetto High School used to let the kids out to have lunch and they would
Jump
splash
on the
the island there on 17th.
They had the parties
At
there.
night, especially now during spring break, for example, we would have kids in the
Yeah,
middle
if
of the
there was
night
all this stuff.
having a pool party. They'd
Right.
jump our fence,
That's right.
they would walk a flat roof, jump off the flat roof, and jump in the pool.
Right. It's
And
always
now-
been for the pool area.
And now,
Go place out.
a lot now, when the kids get out of school, after they go home, he go behind them and clean up the common areas. And then when they break or when they go into school, he follows behind the children. I'm like,
But it's always been here. It's never been no place else.
Are they working? I mean,
Are they working?
You just get Ring cameras. Everybody needs to buy a Ring camera.
well, we're not allowed, we need permission, which I think that's.
For a Ring,
very-
like your front door.
Yeah, you can, but you can't connect it. You can't connect it with the Wi-Fi.
First of all, all the station
Yeah, you don't have to hardwire it. If it's hardwired,
yeah, but
you
you
really
want to
are
make sure that
it's not hardwired and battery operated. you
Right.
Everybody should have those for.
Yeah, it's battery operated.
The Ring camera.
Even though I've seen some people in phase 4 hardwiring, you see the wire running along through and nothing safe.
Battery
My
operated.
only thing is, I had to take down my cameras for the roof work,
Yeah.
so I don't have cameras right now.
Yeah.
So.
But
somebody-
you're replacing
I
it.
have them, I still have them, I just can't put them back on.
Well, because you're, you still.
They're hardwired?
You probably won't want them.
No, they're battery, but the thing is that the roof is done, but they still have that black
Yeah.
tarp hanging down, and that's where I hang my
I
cameras.
wouldn't tell anyone
Well,
your
they tell
camera's
me
not
like that.
working. I wouldn't tell anyone your camera's not working in a
I mean,
public space.
whoever comes in my
And
house
you record it?
isn't gonna walk out, so I don't
The
think that.
camera, that one.
All right, so,
Okay.
Mary,
But in that, we are having, I mean, I haven't heard of this, I've been here for years. Lately, we're having a car break.
It's not just
It's
here.
not just here,
It's
across the street.
crowd.
But I got a question.
See the golf
A
cart.
couple months ago, did Astro's tools and stuff get
Not a
stolen?
couple months ago, like 8 months ago.
8 months ago.
Eight months,
months.
last month.
Why didn't the regular board get notified? Because I did not, I
What
heard it
gets-
from internally, but I haven't
What got
heard.
stolen?
They had
Astro's
some
tools.
equipment.
Who?
They had
Astro's
some-
tools.
And I think
I
What if something
Well, you didn't lock up.
But you have some people that drive around.
Well, regardless,
Well,
nobody, the board's supposed to know these things.
yeah, but you can't control that, you can't control that.
But the board needs to know what's going on. The board needs to know as owners here and members what's going on in the community.
Right there.
Not just these guys here.
All right. For placement,
But
for
if they tell us.
fences and gates.
There you go, you're getting it.
All
That was requested by you, Marjorie, when you were on the board, replacement of property fences and gates. Tell us.
As far as the replacing and putting back the fences where they were, is that what was supposed to be done?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, that was not done on some of the, one particular property in particular.
Correct.
So what is gonna be done about that? Because.
What particular property are you talking about?
There's a property behind my building that has extended the fence of their property into the community area. The survey clearly shows where the fences are supposed to be, and they've extended that. So, it has to be permitted and go through the board if they would like to extend fencing. So,
Didn't you
what
talk
happens-
to Doran about that? You
I talked to Doran
Yes,
about that.
there
But it's
was,
on the survey, where the fence is supposed to go.
Wait a minute. Somebody, we got a lot of people talking.
Diana and I talked to Doran about that. We have told them that fence has to be moved, period.
back to the original.
Yes,
where it was.
absolutely.
we have a few, there is about 1 or 2 fences, because, remember, when they come to inspect, we can get ticketed. So I said, Doran, you have a few fences here that you did not put back properly.
Or they didn't follow the.
Well, not only
old,
just that, but that
plans.
the hurricane took
So
down,
he said-
that was originally
Yeah.
there, they need to replace those as well.
So he said to me, but Diana, that's gonna be costly. I'm like, Doran, I don't care.
Well, that's why there's been a problem throughout this construction thing, because they haven't been held accountable for the terms of the contract.
But when I notice something, I do go to him and make sure it's taken care of.
But if like you do a wall, just the outside perimeter, the fence line goes like that, and it didn't used to go like that, it goes straight.
There's one question I do have to ask though.
And
For the front fence, if you have a bush in front of your unit, are they going to take it out, or do the unit owner has to take it out for them to put the fence?
No, hold on. Don't take any bushes
No.
off. The city's gonna require you to put,
Yes.
in front of your fence, if you have a space, the city requires shrubs.
yes.
Okay.
So,
That's all I said.
so there was probably
No,
once
no.
upon a time, your fence was sitting behind your shrubs.
I never had a fence.
Well, yeah, there was.
We did have one.
Yeah.
Okay, hurricane, after the last hurricane, all of those fences, at one point was taken down.
The project came out this way.
But at one point, you had a fence there, and you know you had a fence there, because you just moved forward to a 2x4 and it's round, the hole.
And they're not.
Pretty much see it also in your common dots. It's hard to read, but you can see compensated fence, and it's like, in the drawing, it's like this.
Right, because everybody on my unit has
So
the.
wait, like for my unit.
Once I get a new fence, that's fine, that's all just
Yeah,
asking.
you-
I
you wanna get it.
my fence had come down.
Yes,
Some
Marjorie,
I planted
you
it.
have the floor, my dear.
But
What happens
No,
like
if
that?
you look at it,
No, look at
it coincides with the
Okay.
Marjorie has the,
Oh, excuse me, we're off on another subject, guys, hang on, we're talking about those fences, not the front fences, let's deal with one subject at a time.
Also, as far as with the hurricane that took down the fences that were originally there, do they know where those belong? Do they know who there? Because I had to
I
tell
had
them.
that challenge with them in phase 4.
Yeah.
What I did is I walked with them because they said, no, there wasn't a fence there. I said, well, yes, there was a fence there. And I would say, come here. And I said, look at the floor. Did you
Right.
see the square hole? There was a post there. Luckily, I have photos. If you have photos too, or when I bought and so forth, did they try to tell me, no, you can have this fence here, like, one moment, please? And I brought up a photo on my phone and said, look at the fence.
Okay, we also have the schematic drawings of the
You know,
buildings.
they extended my backyard.
That's what they're supposed to go by, is correct.
As long as I get a building.
Also,
Well, she's still finishing over here.
there's gates, permitted or not permitted?
Here we go.
The gate in front.
The back gates are part of the construction.
Right.
Front gates,
Can you apply to have a gate put up in your front area?
yes.
Okay, can we have some sort of uniform allowed gate? It can't be plastic, or it can't be metal, or can it look like the fence that's already there, just so that we can have some sort of.
You have somebody in phase 2 with a white PVC
Right.
fence.
Right.
It should be wood. It's wood.
No, I'm saying when they are done with the completed work, with all the fencing, we're allowed to put up a gate at the owner's expense.
Right.
Okay, so can we just say, hey, they have to
We
look
should
like this?
add that to the rules and regulations.
should.
That stipulates, the same thing with the house number. You know, how many inquiries I
How many miles
got
from
for, how many people say, what can I put up as
Right.
house numbers?
Right, because
Well,
after
then I
doing
pulled
all
up,
of
okay, it
this
needs to
work.
be minimum 4 inches because fire code, they need to be, emergency vehicle needs to be able to see your units, and it has to be a contrasting number.
Right.
It's not in the rules and regulations,
No.
it needs to be.
Okay.
Well, that's your opinion.
Can we add that as far as the
We
front?
will.
Okay.
We will. At the
Also,
gates on
in
this.
between certain units, there was fencing. The doors are right next to each other. Are they gonna put, like, it would be fenced, between the two units leading up to where the posts for the
It
electricity?
should be wherever, like, like this building right here,
Yes,
you have an entrance, a complete division.
correct.
Right.
And in this building
Like in
here.
my phase, there's a space.
Right.
So I see my next door neighbor, you know, you have a fence, but it's not a full fence. That's how phase 4 is.
Right.
Phase 2 is different. I'm not sure what phase 1 or 2, or 1 and 3 look like. This half of phase, no, phase 3 is similar to phase 4.
Yeah.
But I have a gap that I can be creative how I'm gonna have some privacy there, so I have to put up like a box
Oh,
with
I've got a
or
gap.
something.
I've got a gap, but the neighbor wouldn't want.
But it's
something.
never been fully, our phase has always been a little open. And plus, our electrical panels, when you open them, the new ones now, you can't have a block that block.
Right.
Because you have the panels there.
Well, they put a gate up.
Because the electrical panels are much larger now than three-story.
And
That's
thinner.
gonna create some.
So are they going to specify what they're gonna do with the fencing and the AC box when they're trying to take down the T111 for
I
phase
don't want a
2?
fence in front of my AC.
Oh,
The
We're
AC.
probably gonna have to come to a construction meeting and bring it up because you need to hear from Larry and you need to hear from Dora.
It's even on the plans. Yeah, because that was the thing, if it's on the structural plan, it has to be put back.
Remember, the original plans from the developer that was once stored here. I think they got destroyed with the house.
Actually, Paul Manning said he gave them to you.
Plans for
The
this
blueprint
purpose.
plan, he said that to me
No, he
directly.
didn't give them to me.
He
They
said
were
he did.
stored, they were stored here in this clubhouse. In the
How
closet.
could he?
In the closet. So the city does, we already went through this, the city does not have the original developer plans. However, if you look at your docs, you'll see some schematics. You know, of how, you know, signify where the fence should be and where the common area is, where the limited common area is, individually by face. They're here.
And also photos too, and videos.
Aren't they attached to?
All right, I'm done. I just wanted to make sure about the fence.
Okay, I have a comment
Thank
real
you.
quick before we move on from this topic. First of all, Blair, we cannot, I don't care if you're an officer or not, go around behind the scenes addressing things. Everything that becomes a board matter gets brought to the board to this table so we can discuss it and vote on it. Including fence issues. Because when you said you would have took care of the fence that was in question, that was outside the perimeter of the.
She had a conversation, that's all.
I don't
She had a
care, I'm
conversation.
making a point, I understand what we're
We
saying.
all have conversations, Sean. Not everything is coming
No,
to
you
the
have
board.
conversations, but
Not from there,
when it comes to a board matter,
This is now.
all right.
October
This
28th.
is
But this was
now.
addressed months ago, the board
But
was
it's
aware.
So
And it's not an issue.
You're not done. You have to do it.
For the fences.
All right, so then let's, okay, so now we're moving forward to open forum.
Open forum.
Open forum.
Yeah.
There was one missing.
Finishing my statement.
I'm gonna
Overgrown trees.
we talked about that with,
On Sunrise Boulevard.
The general business.
Phase 4 units.
yeah, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what she already brought up.
Okay, she talked about. We talked
What about phase 4?
You're talking about the
trees at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I will not listen to that.
Oh, yeah. What's your phase 4?
She got upset because I told her out about doing things behind the scenes. Instead of doing it
Phase
before.
4. Yeah. I keep good eyes on phase 4. Trust me.
But the point I was making here, and I'm taking the floor for a minute, because I'm going to take a second, is officers cannot go rogue behind the scenes and make decisions, especially when we're spending other people's money to do these decisions. Fence lines, even the portal, the rest of the board doesn't even know the issues going on in the portal. We don't get to see those issues. So we cannot see patterns, we cannot see developments that happen in our community. And when we hear them from our neighbors, and we hear that they report them to the board, but the rest of us never see it.
You got an email, everybody got an email, October 28th, check it out. Open forum, I want to bring something
Okay, well,
up.
I'll have legal check it out, how about that?
Cool. Let's talk about the legal. Everybody received in the mail this chat and this discussion between board members and others in this community. And I want to bring it up because this is very concerning and very threatening. I was here, I'm going to talk about it, please let me explain.
I don't know what it is, because I didn't.
I'm going to explain, give me a second, please. I came here very concerned for my safety because there's a WhatsApp group started by Shawn Martin.
Yes.
Miriam's in it, Kaylani's in it, you're in
Doesn't
it.
matter.
And there's
It's a
talks
union
about
organization.
bringing a
Excuse me, wait,
concealed
let her
firearm. There's talks about bringing a concealed firearm and taking care of people and unless somebody gets stupid. In case somebody gets stupid, Shawn Martin says he
I'm
wants to
protecting
bring a
myself,
concealed firearm.
and that's none of your business
In
with law.
case someone
First
gets
of all,
stupid. I am talking
I don't
right
care
now.
who you're talking to.
I am talking.
Sorry,
So
but-
you shut up.
Get an attorney, you get a
threatened
fucking
our
attorney.
life.
No,
You
I
threatened our life by saying you're going to bring a firearm if someone gets
You're exaggerating. Video right there on you.
Take the video. I have
Well,
this too.
hey,
And
if
guess
you
what?
attack me, I'm
There's
gonna defend
other
myself,
cronies
period.
on this
If you
talking
attack me,
about,
then-
Sean is our
Let her
leader.
finish.
Sean is their leader.
called WhatsApp Omega for hate, that's what it is.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
How many of you
The
received
minority
it?
members feel this way.
In other words, there are hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah, this is right. No, you shut up.
You shut up.
See, are you? How are you not?
Make me shut up, Sean.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shut up.
What did I say?
So now you're instigating.
That's right. Yeah, you got it on video.
Yeah, I got a year and a half of footage on video. All of you. A year and a half of behavior.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
all
Come
video.
after me.
All video.
It's literally what you do.
It's all documented.
It is. With the FBI.
Documented. One of your people, Sean, one of your people sent all of us this. Somebody from your chat.
Yeah, you know what?
Miriam, Kehlani, all of your messages. Oh yeah, it's in here too, Kehlani. Yes, it is. It's all documented. All of your information is right here. That's okay. Yeah, we all know now. Get your copy and read it. Get it and read it.
To respond.
You already responded. You responded in the chat. We all have it.
Okay, good.
But wait till you get your copy.
Good.
Wait till you get your copy.
Because I
Moral of the story is, moral of the story
want to know what
is that someone had the courage to hurt to finally expose this WhatsApp Omega for change. And then whoever this is has hundreds and hundreds of pages of transcripts, which they're probably gonna hold on to. And they were kind enough to share and expose really what's going on.
Right. We're cleaning up the community for years of abuse.
Kalyani.
Your years of abuse.
There is obviously a conflict on this board.
There is.
And therefore, we'll be handling these three questions very carefully.
And you better. Because guess what? Organized crime is already happening here. And it's under
Our
investigation.
attorney got a copy of this letter.
So does the FBI.
So what I would do is,
What I would do is get an attorney for yourself.
interrogate.
Get an attorney. Get an attorney.
Obviously have been.
I've got senators on my side. Good luck with you. Already got
That's the moral of the story. For those of you that didn't receive one, either you'll probably receive it or you're in the group, so they probably are mailing it to you.
Well, we never news headlines. We
Make
can
a
understand.
for change.
And then you can read about the story there.
Yes, and what has happened is a lot of
Because guess what?
narcissistic traits.
Guess what?
And
Yeah, you. I got you on video, but you.
There are elders here. They're eligible.
Okay, first of all, we know she's going to support her. We know she's going to I know. She's attacked me too many times. It's on video. It's on video. I understand, I'm sorry, but it's on video. It's been multiple times.
I told you that before.
Because you've got a big mouth.
So what?
So what?
So what? I'm the whistleblower. I'm talking about their crimes.
Every
Crimes committed. Crimes committed. Then we have I'll call you.
freedom of speech, yeah.
And organized crime goes down.
Not threatening people's lives. Oh, no, you're applauding. I need it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. And my name is not threatening you. You don't tell me. I'm threatening
No,
you.
you're
when
not
I can't
condoning the
I am on the track.
What about when I was in legal? Senators have that pattern. They're looking at you. You were in big crap. That's what it is.
Phase 2.
Yes, you're gonna be the last building.
No, I was telling her that back in my place, I got screened in. I got screened in then, and originally we were told that they were gonna take it out and they were gonna replace it. But there's a letter that I got on my door on Saturday said I don't have to do it. See, originally, they said they were gonna, it's not a